All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Owen Center here in Peoria, Illinois, as the Bradley Braves get ready to conclude their regular season here at home against the Maryville Saints. Alongside Jack Simzyk and Brock Stotler down in the booth, I'm Beau Woodcock, and I'll be bringing you this evening's action between these two teams as they wrap up their regular season. Bradley, of course, last night with the big 4-0 win. And Jack, what are you looking forward to tonight?
Well, I'm looking forward tonight for it's the Braves' last home game of the season, but more importantly, it's Kyle Tantera's last game at the Owen Center as a Bradley Brave. He's had a phenomenal season, and he's been excellent at home and on the road, but one last time for the Bradley fans to get to see him here in the Owen Center.
Absolutely. You mentioned Kyle Tantera being on a tear this year. He's got 29 goals, 21 assists, 50 points. He's more than doubling anybody else on the Bradley roster, and he's been on a tear. He's got 11 goals in his last 5 games, going back to a game against Illinois a couple of weeks ago. So Kyle Tantera has been great for the Bradley Braves. Who else are you looking forward to tonight for Bradley?
Well, for Bradley, I'm also looking forward to Devin Schneider in net. 7-4 on the season, 3.63 goals against, and a .92 save percentage. Schneider, most of the games I've called this year, he's been in net. He's been pretty phenomenal. I don't think I've seen a loss of his yet this year, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of him tonight.
You mentioned that he's had a great season, 7-4 on the year. He had an injury and he missed a few months. Came back on January 18th against arch rival Illinois State and helped lead Bradley to a 3-2 victory. He made 35 saves in that one. Speaking of the goaltenders for Maryville, Max Gaudette getting the start tonight. He's got a .905 save percentage, and we'll see if he can build on his goalie performance off of last night from Hampus Blomdahl. He made 50 saves on 54 shots as Maryville fell, but it was certainly not the goalie's fault. So Max Gaudette looking to have a good game tonight as well and keep Maryville on this team because they really struggled offensively early in that one.
Yeah, Max Gaudette actually has 2 of the Maryville Saints' 4 wins this year. And, he's got some impressive numbers here. The 2.87 goals against, that's actually lower than Devin Schneider is given. He's played a little less games than him, but Max Gaudette, we're looking forward to what we're going to see from him tonight. And like you said, it's not all on the goalie. Last night he played phenomenal. 50 saves just on 54 shots. You can't really do much about that when the team in front of you ain't helping you out.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll have to see if Maryville's form is a little better tonight. Forwards had some trouble getting the puck out of the zone, but let's go ahead into the keys for the game first. Let's go look at the visiting Maryville Saints.
Yeah, for the Maryville Saints, we got number 1. This is an obvious one I like to do always for the road team. You got to score first. Get the crowd out of it, get the team out of it. You're on the road. Scoring first is the best way to get momentum. For the second key for them, stay out of the box. This team, and my numbers here are correct. I calculated it. Not including last night's game, 635 total penalty minutes for the Saints. So they are in the box a lot. And to put that into perspective here, Matthew Berkmeyer is their leader in penalty minutes to 105. Bradley's leader in penalty minutes, Ryan Spence, with only 40. So stay out of the box. And then the third key of the game for them is stop Kyle Tantera if you can. We already know why. He's been going off all season.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the penalty kill being important and staying out of the box. Bradley had 2 power play goals last night in the game in that 4-0 win. Maryville also, you mentioned the penalties, had 2 guys ejected in the third period of this one. Matt Berkmeyer as well as Jay Canebrink were both sent home early from the bench after getting a couple of bad penalties there in the third period, causing some big problems. So we are just about ready to get into the starting lineup. So go ahead and give us those Bradley keys to the game, Jack.
Bradley's keys to the game, I got build off yesterday's win. They got a nice win yesterday against this team. They looking to pick up another one today. Number 2, draw those penalties. Since the Saints are always in the box, try to draw penalties. They take a lot of them. And finally, keep firing pucks on net. 54 shots last night. And they got 4 goals out of it. The goalie's outstanding, but they got a different guy in net tonight. So keep firing on net. You have chances to get lots of shots. And those are the 3 keys to the game for Bradley.
Absolutely. You mentioned the shooting last night. We had an interview with Joshua Sule, of course, winning goaltender last night for Bradley, and he mentioned in that interview at the end of the game for Bradley to be shooters instead of passers. Bradley lit up the net last night. While they didn't score a lot, it was definitely the right strategy against Maryville to challenge them, get a lot of shots, focus on shooting first and getting your opportunities where they came from. So we have Maryville out there doing their starting lineups now, and then Bradley will be out with their starting lineups. And we will be right back in just a little bit, folks, with the first period here between the Bradley Braves and the Maryville Saints. And the lights remain on here at the Owen Centers. We don't quite get the dark entrance that we usually get from the Bradley games, but nonetheless, we are ready for the second of two matchups between these teams and the regular season finale for the Bradley Braves as they get set and ready for the Matcha Division playoffs starting next weekend. So obviously looking to add some momentum in there as we get set to go.
Yeah, this is Bradley's last chance this game, trying to improve their seeding for next weekend. It says here they will most likely receive the 3 or 4 seed based off how they performed this weekend. They got the W yesterday. Go to see if they can pick up their second straight tonight.
Absolutely, and interestingly tonight, no Kyle Tintera starting on the ice for the Braves as they're going to go with Etchison, Cooney, and Tuttle on the starting forward line, and we are underway here at the Owen Centers. Bradley controlling off the draw. Tipped up ahead here as Cooney leads the attack in all the way across. Nice tip play. Edgison's backhander stopped by Gaudette. Second chance as well. Stopped. Third chance in front of the net. Tuttle goes just wide. No failed clearing attempt by Maryville. Gaudette turns a long shot aside. Tuttle already coming off the ice. Bradley with some quick changes tonight as Maryville finally working the puck out of the zone here. Sent back in though by Peters as the rest of the Braves go off for a change. Peters on the forecheck here. Maryville trying to get the puck out. No luck again as Peters with another great read. Loses the puck though for a moment, and Maryville finally gets that one out to center ice. Back the other way, sent in deep. Lucas will go for it in the corner. Maryville centering attempt fails, and Bradley will lead the 2-on-2 back out the other way. Stick check there is Bishop, but he'll send it around to the corner. Peters' long slap shot turned aside by Gaudette. Maryville up in the neutral zone now. The defender falls down for Bradley, and they will just barely stay on sides, does Maryville, but a nice stick play. Seth Bishop with the steal, forcing Maryville to retreat back to their own neutral zone here. Gaudette will send it up the half boards. Bradley still off sides now, so Maryville long stretch pass up ahead. Here they come on the attack as Sabatino rebuffed at the blue line. Bradley able to send it back out into the neutral zone here. 18:20 to go in this first period. Not a lot of action yet so far. Neither team really getting much in the way of shots. No icing here as Crandall will pick it up for Bradley. Sorrentino now at the half boards. He's cut off though. Puck able to get dumped in by Kohut, and he'll go on the attack. Sent around the half board. Sorrentino with a nice read though. Down low, and he's able to spin it back around the other way. Kohut, good hustle to get to that puck first, but nowhere to go with it. Is now Nig with a great play. Stops on a dime behind the net, tries to feed it out in front, bounces off a man in front, fluttering in front of the net. Backhander by Nig goes wide of the net. Kohut's got it between his feet there, but it's stolen there by Hainbrink. Maryville, second effort, is going to get that one out into the neutral zone. McLean helping out there. Bradley going off for a change. Maryville not spending any time really so far early on in this one in the attacking zone. Is that pass intercepted by Etchison? Etchison will spin it back down deep for the chase by Cooney. Cooney and Tuttle on the play there in front to Etchison. Etchison's shot deflected off the stick there as that was Marion getting a piece of it, and we'll have a stoppage.
Yeah, 17-16 to go in the first. So we're about 3 minutes in. That's our first stoppage of the game. It's kind of interesting you mentioned. I mean, not really much was actually happening, though. There weren't any whistles, but, I mean, not a ton of action. Just Bradley looks a little slow coming out today after their win last night, which is interesting, seeing they dominated. But this last possession they just had here is starting to show signs of what we saw last night.
So that long stretch pass. Etchison once again open in front of the net. Not able to receive the pass, though, and Bradley has to retreat back to their own neutral zone. Tuttle on a second effort is going to send the puck in deep here for the Braves. In the corner, Maryville finally works it to the half boards. Pinching attempt there by the Braves defense. Not successful. They'll have to restart once more. Now on the attack the other way comes Cooney. They'll feed it to Etchison. Etchison, another shot, another block there. This time Pisciano getting a block there. Bradley still not getting any shots on net, but they've spent a lot of time in the attacking zone.
Yeah, Etchison probably had the two best chances of the night, but they went up right into the netting up there, way wide, but an open shot facing the goaltender. He's looking to go high, and he just shoots up wide. 16:39 here to go in the first period. We're still scoreless.
Tintera off the draw, loses it, though, to Maryville, and it's sent high off the glass. That's going to go all the way down as an icing, though. And last night, Maryville was very good in the first couple periods of the face-off dot, but they've had a hard time clearing it out after they won face-off, so we see that again here.
Yeah, I mean, really, like you said, it's a little too early so far still to tell the way this action's going, but I mean, Bradley's, you can kind of tell right now they've been in the dominant position. They just really haven't gotten anything on net yet, but they've won most of the faceoffs here, and they've had most of the possession within these first 4 minutes or so of the first period.
Finally back the other way come the Maryville Saints. Rainbolt able to get that puck to the half boards, but it's over the head. Tentera might have a chance there as he gets away from a defender. Shot just wide of the net there as that puck bounces back to the front of the net, but no follow-up opportunity there for Peters. Tentera creating a scoring chance early, not able to get that one on net as he was harassed. Now as Peters' wrist shot goes just wide.
Braves having a hard time hitting the net here right now. They've had some great chances, but haven't even put any shots yet on Got It.
Back the other way now comes Maryville's. Golovko makes a nice move, trying to get past Blackburn. Shot save made there. Golovko gets it again. Another shot off a bad angle this time. Blocked aside by Schneiders. He's had to make a couple of good saves here. Bishop now at the half boards, trying to clear that one out. Not able to get it through Pisciano. Golovko not able to push that puck in deep, and Pisciano will retreat back into the neutral zone. Quick move here by Maryville to get that one back in. Golovko stick handling, drops it off. Berkmeyer shot swallowed up. Schneider lost it for a second. Buck back out to the front of that diving play by Blackburn to keep it out. Second chance goes wide of the net. Great work by Blackburn to cover the front of the net as Schneider was out of position there. Bradley struggling in their own defensive zone now. Finally able to work that puck into the neutral zone as Kohut. Nice move there. Now back the other way. Gertz pass out of the reach there of Goulet. Maryville is offsides there, and we'll get a stoppage in the neutral zone, but a good sequence there for the Saints.
Yeah, best 2 or 3 chances there for the Saints in this last minute or so, but a diving stop by Brooks Blackburn bails out Schneider on that wraparound. A great defensive play there, and the Saints are starting to pick up some steam here, something we really didn't see a lot of yesterday.
Absolutely. Saints forwards look a lot better this evening so far. They've created a couple of chances. They struggled with that last night. Now the other way come the Saints. Goulet is going to go ahead and dump that puck in deep. 14:50 to go here in the first period. Pretty even game so far. Both teams have had a couple of minutes of strength. Sorrentino with a nice move to get the puck back to center ice, but Nig loses a foot race, and that puck leaks through the netting and is a souvenir. Well, probably won't be a souvenir here at the Owen Center. They'll probably give it back at some point, but either way, we have a stoppage.
Yeah, and Bradley, I was mentioning earlier the past couple stops, Bradley really controlled the early first couple minutes there, but I mean, the Saints have something's turned on there. They've had a couple of great chances. Now this faceoff's coming out to the left of Got It outside the zone with about 14:38 remaining in the first.
Cooney wins it there for the Braves, and they're able to send it back in deep. Tuttle there first to it. Long shot on net looked weird, but Gaudet was a little out of position. That one missed wide, though. Tuttle trying to feed it back in front. That one cut off there nicely by Marion. Nice couple of moves. Shot in front of the net, deflected just wide, as that was a nice couple of stick handles by Lucchese. Puck not able to find its way to the net, though. And we finally get some shots put up on the scoreboard, and it looks like Maryville must have lit it up in those first couple of minutes, as Maryville actually has a 5-2 shot lead, and for a team that had 13 last night, that's quite impressive. Now Etchison's shot blocked in front of the net. We've seen that a couple of times. The Maryville defense has blocked several shots already in the early stages now. Back the other way they come on the attack. Berkemeyer trying to work it for Maryville. Now we get that one to the front of the net, but Bradley can't clear it out there as that one's rebuffed and kept in by Simon Selly. Maryville going to go off for a change now with 13:37 here to go in the first.
Yeah, you mentioned the Braves, only 2 shots on goal. I mean, they've taken way more shots than that, but so many of them are getting blocked and going wide that Maryville actually has the advantage right now in terms of shots getting on net.
Tentera there rebuffed by the Maryville defense. But now a nice steal here by Bishop. Bishop working behind the net, trying to look for a pass, getting harassed there the whole way around by Gert. Finally loses it to Gert there, and now Maryville will start the attack back the other way. As out comes Issa. Issa hitting hard into the boards. Brooks Blackburn with the hit, but Maryville nearly has a chance in front of the net. Blackburn without a stick now. Might be an opportunity as the Saints work it back into the attacking zone. Blackburn comes in with the hit, stickless there. Bradley trying to clear it out here as Blackburn does get off the ice, so they're able to get a 5th man on. Nice move by Brooks Blackburn, but his pass went off of Peters. Bradley, second effort, able to get it to the neutral zone, but it's controlled once more by the Saints.
Blackburn lost his stick there, and he went right after Connor Jett, number 6 in red from Maryville. Gave him a nice hit along the bench there, and picked up back his stick and resumed play.
Yeah, for Blackburn there, Gert was obviously just in the way of the bench, so he had to move him out forcefully. As now on the attack comes Goulet. Goulet hit hard into the boards, evades some of the worst part of that, though, and Bradley lifts it to center ice. Stolen there by Schmidt. Schmidt waiting for Sorrentino to get off the ice so they can put it in deep. Doing Sorrentino with a nice second effort, rebuffs a clearing attempt there by Maryville. They're at the half boards on the other side. This time Schmidt cuts it off there. Now Sorrentino in the corner. He's going to get there first for the Braves, and he absorbs a check into the boards. Now two-a-side battling Sorrentino and Nig there for the Braves. Hainbrink in there for Maryville alongside Marion. Good effort by Nig to win that free. Gets it over to Kohut. Kohut feed pass in front, just wide there, as that was a great chance for Bradley, but Sorrentino couldn't put it on net. Now up top, Lucas tried to feed that one down low, look for a tip from Kohut. Schmidt now able to just hold it in at first effort. Second chance there by Maryville, at least able to get that puck to center ice, and now controlling it is Hainbrink.
Don't know what's really happening here. Every time the Braves get better chance than the last, and they keep shooting wide. I don't know what's up tonight, but they are not finding the net right now.
Absolutely, they have struggled, as that one took a weird bounce off of the stick and went straight into the roof, and now we actually see the scoreboard looks like they had the shots backwards, so it's actually Bradley with a 6-2 advantage. I believe Golovko had both shots for the Saints earlier.
Yeah, Bradley's got 6 shots on goal. It's, for some reason, to me, it feels like a little less. Just a lot of stuff's been going wide, some of their best chances. The Saints could be thinking they're lucky stars right now, because this game could already be out of hand if some of those got on net. As
a bad turnover there by the Braves, and Tuttle left it there. Chance nearly developing there for Sabatino, but they weren't able to get anything going now. Back the other way, Pisciano sends it in, but Maryville a little disorganized on that entry play, and they're offside, so Bradley will get a chance here to clear. Pass up ahead, nearly picked off by Pisciano, but instead it'll go all the way down the ice. Bradley able to get a change off. Maryville trying to move quick here. Long pass up ahead, drop pass now. Maryville on the attack, led by Berkmeyer. Berkmeyer feeds it across. Nice move to get that puck to his wrist, and a shot saved there by Schneider, coming there off the stick of Simon Selly.
Really nice passing there, that last little drive down the ice there by the Saints. A nice stretch pass. They brought it into the zone, dropped one back, fired one, then another pass across the zone. I just saw a lot of good passing there on that last drive of the Saints. And honestly, right now, they're looking pretty good, especially compared to yesterday.
Absolutely. Much better start for the Saints here. And this one is, there's a steal. Nearly pulled off there. Second effort, almost getting that puck free. Nearly lost there by the Braves was Bryant losing it. Tintera now beating out the icing, racing down to get that puck, set up a chance. He's behind the other side of the net is Gaudet. A little out of position. The net kind of off there by a tip, but they're not going to stop the play for it as Blackburn loses handle down low, and it will be Maryville getting that puck out to the neutral zone as we pick up some of that great sound from our ice mic. Weird bounce off of that one. Bounced off a handful of sticks. Maryville controlling in the neutral zone. Tries to dance through. Was Golovko, and he's going to draw a tripping penalty there against Bradley. Is great work by Golovko, making a couple of moves and generating a power play chance here for the Saints.
Well, it's interesting. Before the game, we mentioned one of the keys for Bradley was to draw penalties because the Saints take so many of them. But the Saints actually draw the first penalty this game. Blackburn's going to go in for 2 minutes for tripping with 9:50 to go here in the first period. It's still scoreless, and it's been an interesting one so far. The pace has really picked up these last couple of minutes.
Sasha Golovko has been very impressive here in the early going. Native of Kiev, Ukraine. He's been very good tonight early on. He's got a couple of their shots, and he draws the power play there for the Saints as they'll set things up now with Hainbrink up at the top. Walking in, feed pass in front, blocked by Bryant. Great work by Bryant stepping over as Goulet was ready to fire a one-timer. And Bradley able to clear it down.
Bradley's penalty kill this season, 79.83 success rates. That's just about 80% rounded up. Pretty good penalty kill, and they had a nice chance almost right there. They've scored a couple shorthanded goals this season as well.
As Nig set up a chance on that blue line, they almost had an opportunity shorthanded, but now Maryville comes back the other way. A hip check absorbed. Luke Case nearly keeping that 2-1 out of Maryville's hands as a long shot knocked away by Schneider. And it'll be sent into the Bradley bench there, so that's unfortunate there as Bradley was going to get a clean clear, but now they'll have to reset in the defensive zone.
I think I noticed that big hip check and then a couple other hits after. This game not only has picked up in pace, but the physicality of it's picked up as well. Just in these past couple minutes here, slow start sort of for both teams, but now they're going at it. 109 left in the Saints power play, 8:59 remain in the first period.
Great near read there by Seth Bishop. Might have had a breakaway chance, but Maryville just keeps it in. Second effort by Bishop, though. Able to send that puck most of the way down the ice as Gaudet will come out to read it just out of the reach of Kohut. Maryville has to reset here with 50 seconds left. That's offsides there, and that's going to get called. Schmidt with the stick disrupted that as Golovko was trying to come in. He didn't catch the initial pass, and on the second effort, he's a little ahead of the play there.
Yeah, the Saints here have had a little bit of trouble trying to get something going here on their power play. They almost look better at even strength, but they've yet to really get in the zone and really set anything up. They had that one good chance early on. This faceoff's going to come all the way back out to center ice after that offsides.
Yep, absolutely. Maryville struggling to set up anything, get clean cycling going on their power plays. They've had a little trouble with their entries as well, as Bradley's done a great job with their own blue line. This time, though, it is carried in by Hainbrink. He works it to the front of the net. That shot just goes right over as it was tipped by Sabatino. Thought he had a chance to go over the glove of Schneider. Long pass up ahead. Hainbrink walking in along the near side boards, trying to feed it in front of the net once more. Bishop's second effort, he is able to clear that puck down the ice. Is a great chance finally there for the Maryville Saints, as Joey Sabatino had a chance in front.
And Joey Sabatino, the team's goal leader, he's tied actually with Matt Berkmeyer. 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. Was looking for his 10th of the season there. Just wide, though. It seems to be a theme this game for both teams.
Golovko with a nice drive there on the near side boards, but he turned it over to Bryant. Bryant with the 2-on-1 there, feeds it in front of the net. Sorrentino not able to feed it through, and the net comes off, and there will be no goal there as goaltender Gaudette was pushed back into the net a little bit, but the turnover by Golovko setting up Bryant and Sorrentino on a 2-on-1, not able to convert at the end of their kill.
What a nice chance there between Sam Bryant and Nick Sorrentino. A 2-on-1 led to Sorrentino getting a 1-on-1 with the goaltender, but Gaudette comes up big in the first 1-on-1 battle this game we've seen between skater and goaltender. Then, unfortunate for Bradley, the net becomes dislodged. Can't really do much about that. Making this face-off come out to the left of Gaudette. 7:44 left in the period, and we're now back to even strength as well.
Etchison's shot off the face-off, just turned aside there by Gaudette as he had to be ready for a quick shot right off the draw. Bradley winning that one. That one tipped now up ahead. Stolen from Luke Case, but offsides is Golovko, so now it'll be Blackburn resetting for the Braves. Lofting it up ahead into the attacking zone. But Maryville will control, send it high off the glass as that one nearly caught netting, but it'll go down as no icing as Luke Case gets there before the icing, so it'll be waved off. And he'll start it with Brooks Blackburn up the other way. Blackburn feeds it up ahead to Tuttle and in the other way. Now come the Braves. Etchison shot skitters wide, takes a Maryville stick with him. Tuttle in front of the net. Gaudette swallows up that glove shot from Etchison as a chance developing after a stick was lost for Maryville.
Yeah, that was Tuttle there in front. He's only got 2 goals in the season. That was one of the most pretty well-aimed shots I've seen this game with everything going wide. A surprise coming from Tuttle, a guy who doesn't score often. He's more of a big man. But interesting glove save there by Gaudette. Kind of bounced off of it. Didn't necessarily swoop it up the cleanest way there. But you know what? He got the job done. He covered it. So that's another save for him.
Yep, absolutely. Peters off the draw, pushing it into the corner. And this is a big difference we've noticed between Gaudette and Blomdahl last night for Maryville. As we see another shot there, bounces off of Gaudette and sends it in the corner. Blomdahl last night was great at rebound control. Really only 1 or 2 rebounds the whole night. Didn't give up any rebound goals. But Gaudette here in the early going has had trouble with it as Bishop drives to the front of the net. And Gaudette swallows that one up as he's been very good down low, but he's had trouble holding on to some of the pucks on initial shots.
Yeah, definitely no problem holding on to that one there. Another nice save for him, and he's racking him up. He's at 10 now already. 6:39 left to go in the first. The Braves, they're doing exactly what they did last night. They had 54 shots on goal, and they have 10 right now. So Max Gaudette definitely has had his work cut out for him this period. And if the Braves keep peppering him on, he's got a lot more coming these next 2.
6:39 here to go in the first period. Bradley with a 10-4 shots advantage. No, student section not nearly as robust as last night. They were from one end of the bleachers all the way down to our booth, but there is still a small contingent of Bradley students hanging out there. Tintera's going to take the draw here for the Braves, and he'll win it back as Bishop will spin it. Not able to clear it, though. Schmidt reaches up with his glove and grabs that. Tintera tried to feed it to the front of the net, but it's cut off there nicely. And Rainbolt will bounce it to the half boards. Now back in the far corner is Pisiano there, battling against Tintera. Tintera able to win it free. Peters tried to drop it back to Tintera, but it's picked up instead by Pisiano. At the half boards now, back in the other way, but that is going to be very offsides there as a Maryville player was carrying all the way into the other end, and it actually looks like it's going to be a penalty coming to the Saints. As the official made a roughing call, and it looks like he's already in the box. He knew it right away there, as that's Berkmeyer. Going to take 2 minutes for roughing, and Bradley will get a power play opportunity.
So Berkmeyer's going to add on to his 105-plus penalty minutes here. He actually got kicked out, ejected last night, and there's now 2 Saints in the box here. It looks like that's Christian Issa entered the box as well.
believe that's Piciano sitting next to Berkmeyer. So did Berkmeyer, he must maybe have gotten a 10-minute misconduct, as back the other way comes the turnover, and with 1-0 here coming in, backhander just over the net. Great chance there for Kohler, but he misses everything, and no shot there. Snyder with the all the way there. And a great chance for Maryville, short-handed, as a bad turnover at the blue line nearly leads to disaster for the Braves.
You know, Gaudet's seen all the action. He's made all the flashy saves. Schneider said, bring some over here. He made one himself. Great save there by Schneider to keep this game scoreless and stop a scary short-handed goal almost getting scored against the Braves here.
Yeah, for the Braves, you've had a good start here in this first period. Certainly don't want a situation like that ruining everything that you've worked for. Not having scored yet, but they're up big in shots. Now on the power play, Lucas is going to fire a long shot, turned away by Gaudet. Now behind the net, Nig trying to feed it to the front of the net. First attempt rebuffed, second chance will bounce up top to Bishop. Bishop now feeds it over to Lucas. Lucas to Edgerson. Edgerson shots from weird, just wide there. There's great passing work there. Lucas. Nig now down low, trying to feed it to the front of the net. That one going to be turned away once more by Gaudet. Lucas now to Bishop. Bishop shot off the post. Rebound chance goes just wide. Etchison now in the corner with it. Bradley humming on here on the power play. Nig now has it behind the net. Works it to the half boards. He'll go up top now to Seth Bishop. Bishop feeds it across to Luke Case. 55 seconds to go on the man advantage. Long shot goes just wide there as he was looking for Nig for a tip there. Etchison now walks it in. Wrist shot goes just wide. Luke Case going to cut that puck off and keep it. And now Nig has it down low. Spins away from a check. Back up top, Lucas tries to get a shot along the ice. Tuttle not able to tip it there. And that net comes off again. Boy, that's about the fourth time that net's come off this evening, already in the first period.
You know, let's take a little bit of that puck that hit the post there. That's just the definition of unlucky. Kind of how things would go for the Braves this game. They finally hit the net. They hit the post, actually, but it went 5-hole right through the legs, and Max got it. Looked like it was going in. It just hit the post. Ref says, nope, that would never cross the line. And a very, very lucky break there for the Maryville Saints, who have 37 more seconds to kill off on this penalty here.
4:45 to go in the first period as well. Kohut now with the puck at the near side boards. He's going to enter for the Braves and swing it all the way around there. Cuny's going to be there first for the Braves. He'll feed it down low. Tintera setting them up on the power play. Cuny down low to Tintera once more. Tintera up to Kohut. Kohut's shot blocked away. And we've got a stoppage as the net had come off again. They're going to need to bolt that down a little tighter.
Yeah, you know, we always talk about the Owens Center out here. We love the Owens Center. Tonight's the net. It's always something new. It's the ceiling's too low or the net's coming out. But, you know, this is our home. We love it, and the hot dogs are good. So
absolutely.
Can't complain about too much.
Jack knows all about those hot dogs in here. I usually go for the nachos myself when I'm hungry here. But anyway, Kohut, wrist shots. Turned away there. Peters not able to deflect that one on net. Kohut's got it again in the last 10 of the power play. Bryant feeds it down low. Back around the net now is Cuny. Cuny up to Kohut. Kohut not able to get a clean shot as that one goes wide. Maryville at full strength here. Bradley still trying to work it together, but it'll finally be controlled here by Ghent. And Ghent will send it all the way down. And a long shot and a save having to be made there by Snyder. Back the other way now comes Tintera. Tintera trying to cut through at the blue line there, but his shot's going to be deflected high.
Tintera is looking for his 30th goal this season tonight. He had 29. He scored his 29th last night, giving him his 50th point. But now he's looking for his 30th goal. And if he does get that tonight, that would be his 30th goal in just his 29th game played. So he's averaging over a goal a game. That's great stuff there from Kyle Tintera, the team's leading scorer.
Tintera, the captain, the leading goal scorer. He's done everything for the Braves this year. Feed pass in front. Sorrentino scores. Sorrentino on the front of the net there. Gaudet lost track of it, and the Braves strike first.
That was a great pass there from behind the net. I believe it was Corey Kohut was the one who was back there in the office. Got that pass out in front. Sorrentino puts it right past Gaudet, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead with 3:39 remaining in the first period.
32-56-6.
Yep, and we can hear it there from the ice mic getting the call there, and it will be Bradley scoring there. I believe that was Sorrentino. We called 32 there. There's not a 32 on Bradley. That's 36, Nick Sorrentino getting the goal. Kohut with the primary assist. Great work down low from Kohut. Really confused Gaudet there behind the net and setting up the Braves. Getting a goal in the first period, which they weren't able to do last night, as Golovko now trying to work that puck to the front of the net. Good defense by Schmidt for the Braves. Clearing attempt there by Bradley, not able to be successful. It bounces to Golovko, and he hits the pipe. Weird bounce there off the side of the boards, and it skittered right to Golovko, and his wrist shot went over Schneider, beat him there, but he didn't beat the pipe. Bradley nearly giving back the 1-goal lead they had, but the pipe friendly to the Braves there. Crandall now hit hard. Golovko takes control of it, and he'll spin it back down low as Golovko's been all over the ice tonight. Great start for Sasha Golovko. Hasn't been able to find the net, but he drew the penalty, had a couple of shots there, nearly has a goal off the post now. Sent back in deep by Etchison, and the Braves go off for a change. This will give a second to Maryville to set up on the attack. Good stick there initially by Tintera, but Golovko tries to feed a pass up ahead, cut off though nicely. And it'll be the Braves controlling now in the half boards. Lucas feeds it up ahead. Tintera with a burst of speed, going to take it to the far side board. Shot gloved and held there by Gaudet. I think it was a little bit more of a stylish save than he needed to make there.
Yeah, a good glove by Gaudet, and at least he held that one. No rebound control problems there. He's cleaned that up a little bit, but a nice glove save either way. 2:16 to go in the first. And we just want to make one correction here over the PA system. You might have heard 82, Trevor Cooney announced for that goal. It was actually number 36, Nick Sorrentino. I think the ref might have said the wrong number down there as you heard through the ice mic. But, I mean, from our view, that was definitely Sorrentino right in front of the net, of course. So.
Absolutely, and we're going to get a stoppage here as we're going to have another penalty coming up. It looked like both players might have been on it, so we're going to have to see who gets the call, and I believe it's going to be Bishop is going to be sent to the box for the Braves there with a slashing call. Still confused. Berkmeyer's still in the box for Maryville. I know he's got a history of drawing with the officials, so we'll see what that's about. But right now it's Seth Bishop for the Braves taking the 2-minute minor for slashing. Maryville going to get the second chance on the power play. They didn't have a lot of great chances on their first one there, other than one attempt there from Golovko, I believe, at the end, towards the back end of that there. But they'll get a second chance with 2:07 to go. Initial play, though, off the faceoff is going to be sent all the way back around as Maryville losing the faceoff there. They haven't been as good in the faceoff dot in this first period as they were last night, and it's made things difficult in terms of setting up the offense. We'll see how they look on their entries on this one. There's a good start there. There's a clean pass all the way across the ice is going to let Goulet set up top, working the cycling. Hainbrink tried to feed it in front of the net. That seems to be Maryville's play, get a tip play in front of the net from an angle and redirect it. There's not a long wrist shot, second chance. Snyder turns it aside. And now Sorrentino back for the Braves, shorthanded one-on-one, carrying it and trying to beat a couple of Maryville defenders. Sorrentino finally warded off the puck, and some extra jousting, and it's going to be a penalty there coming against Maryville. Simon Selly is going to head to the box for the extra cross-check, and we got a few Maryville fans not happy about the call there, but it will go against Maryville, and that'll be the end of their power play.
Yeah, so that's going to be Maryville going to the box there. So now, like you said, the power play over. Just really quickly going back to that Sorrentino goal. That was his fourth goal of the season for him. But on Kohut's assist, this is interesting here. Kohut picked up a goal and assist last night. He set at 6 goals, 18 assists. He now sits at 6 goals and 19 assists. He's the team leader in assists, and all those assists actually make him number 2 on the team in points with 25 total, right behind Kyle Tintera, of course, who has 50. So just an interesting stat there.
Kohut's been a great playmaker for the Braves this year, setting up a lot of teammates, and he's out there now on the 4-on-4, so we'll see what he can do as Golovko turned away by Lucas and the Braves defense. Tintera tried to dump it in, and it caught the linesman. So Piciano now has it for Maryville here. We're under 1 minute to go in the first period as Ghent will start the attack. Except a bad turnover there. Kohut cuts it off. Piciano able to maintain control. Maryville, a couple of guys run into each other. Tintera has it. He feeds it in front. Kohut's shot goes just wide, and Gaudet kicks the net off again.
Is he doing it on purpose? I can't tell now, honestly, because you said he kicked it off there. I mean, that net's been coming out a lot. I know it's maybe not obviously on purpose, but like this is strange. I'm not saying anything. It's just happened a couple times there.
I think to me it's Gaudet going from one side to the other. He kind of kicks back there, and it kind of clearly the net isn't set in there. The pegs aren't in there as good as they could be, and it's led to him when he kicks over, leading that net off. But we've got 35 seconds left and a 2-on-2. The other way comes Kohler, trying to cut through a couple there, but Bryant with a good defense there for the Braves. There's another puck bouncing off a linesman, setting up Nig now. Nig trying to feed it to Sorrentino, but he's cut off, and the play is going to be ruled offsides.
There's Nig with a little late push there, and Connor Ghent, little shoving after the whistle, but nothing called on it. 22 seconds to go in the period. 16 seconds to go left on the 4-on-4, and then the Braves will have a power play for about 44 seconds. My math is correct there. And
Something like that.
yeah, if they don't score here, it'll lead in to the next period, and they'll have 22 seconds on it in the next period. I think that's how it's going to work. We'll see. My math might be a little off, but.
We'll figure out the math here at the end of the period. Is my guess is about 32 seconds or 28. You know what? We'll wait for the end of the period. We're not. I'm not a math guy. So.
Oh, I'm absolutely not a math guy either. It's fine.
The long save there made by Gaudette there with the glove. 17 seconds left to go in the first period. Nig and Sorrentino on there for forwards. Blackburn and Bryant there for the defense for the Braves as they wrap up the first period. Blackburn not able to handle that one as that one's going to leak back out in the neutral zone, and the Braves might get one more chance, or Blackburn might just kill it here. And we'll go to the end of the first period as Blackburn's going to skate around a little bit. He's actually picked off there. A couple of seconds left. They might get one more shot as he walks in. His shot off the post as time expires as Maryville nearly steals a goal back at the end there. Sabatino hits the pipe.
Yeah, Blackburn almost, I don't really know there. I get it. I've seen teams before try to hold the puck behind the net, but costly. He skates around behind the net. He's holding on to it. Costly turnover in his own zone and a shot at the buzzer that goes off the post. So an interesting end of the first there, but either way, that goal, or that is not a goal, hit off the post. So the Braves still hold on with their 1-0 lead going to the second, and they also get 38 seconds of power play time in the second period.
Absolutely. It's been interesting here as we head to intermission here in just a moment. The Braves on the scoreboard, 15-4 in favor of the shots, but I think they're missing a couple for Maryville. Braves out shooting Maryville still by a significant margin, but Maryville's had a couple of shots hit the post, and they've nearly gotten at least one of those goals back. Golovko hitting the post, as well as Sabatino there at the end of the first.
Some crazy things that first period in terms of shots going wide and hitting the post. Someone stay on the, usually a shot hits the post, it's an elevated shot. That one for the Braves that went through Gaudette's legs, stayed on the ice, never even elevated, just hit the post and bounced back out. Crazy stuff we've seen here, but either way, good action in the first period. The Braves lead 1-0 after a goal from Sorrentino, assisted by Kohut.
Absolutely. Very interesting period there. A lot of shots off the post, a lot of shots just wide. Both teams really firing, even Maryville when they're getting their chances. But only the one goal by Sorrentino, and that's how we'll head into the first intermission. The Braves hold a 1-0 lead here in their regular season finale. We will be right back, folks, after this intermission. Beau Woodcock, Jack Simzyk, and Brock Stotler actually down. He is going to go ahead and do a first intermission as we had a coach come over, so we weren't sure about that. So we're going to go ahead and get Brock's reaction here to the end of the first period before we go. Brock, what did you think of that first period?
Yeah, it's been a good first half here for Bradley. They got out to a nice 1-0 lead, have 15 shots on goal. So for them, I think the big thing moving into the second and third periods is to just keep being aggressive and getting those shots on goal and putting pressure on Maryville. And then for Maryville, they've had a couple tough penalties here in the first period, so they need to tone that down and get some more shots on goal. Back to you, Beau and Jack.
Thank you, Brock. Thank you very much. And we will be right back after the first intermission. Braves with a 1-0 lead here at the Owen Center. We will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Owen Center. It's the regular season finale for the Bradley Braves Division II team as they conclude their season and take on the Maryville Saints here. Beau Woodcock alongside Jack Simzyk and Brock Stotler down in the booth. Bradley coming out of the first period with a 1-0 lead on the goal by Nick Sorrentino. Jack, what did you see in that first period?
Well, I mean, I saw a lot of back and forth, which was surprising early on because last night Bradley dominated the game. Bradley's leading in shots clearly, but, you know, the Saints didn't look that bad that period. They had a lot of things not go their way. I mean, that shot at the end that hit the post, both teams shooting wide. It was a really interesting first. The Braves, I think, got a goal and rightfully deserved. They've had way more shots on net. But, no, it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be based off last night. And then I just want to add two little stat correction here. Logan Nigg had the secondary assist in that goal, so that's his 4th assist of the year and his 6th point of the year.
Real quick, we have some scoreboard issues here. It shows 2:44 in the first period as I think they're trying to get a reset, but it also listed a penalty as being at 2 minutes. There should have only been about, I don't remember how we ended up mathing it.
I believe it was like 36 seconds at the end there or something.
Definitely not 2 full minutes. So
no, absolutely not.
We're waiting here a little bit for the scoreboard to get reset, but as you mentioned,
he can't get the 38 up, so he comes out at
1922.
22.
Yep.
22.
Maybe I do know a little math.
Yeah, maybe.
So we get it from the official down there. It looks like they're having a little trouble putting that up, as it could be a little complicated. I've touched that scoreboard before. It could be a little complicated getting numbers up, especially when you're not putting in 2 minutes, because you have to type in some weird things and put in 38. 2 minutes is easy enough, but putting in anything else that could be challenging. So we have there's interesting setup here off the draws. Kohut was at the red line on the far side ready to go off on a sprint, but didn't work out as Bradley will get about 30 seconds left of power play time here as Kohut will spin it back around to Cuny. Cuny trying to drop it there for Bryant, but it doesn't work out as it's turned away and sent back down the ice by Kohler. For the Braves, Snyder plays it up ahead. Cuny catches it there. 13 seconds left to go on the man advantage now. Bradley not able to get anything generated there. As I just realized taking a look here that the scoreboard never updated, so we should have that up now. Bradley with the 1-0 lead. As Maryville's at full strength and a long pass tipped away there. Sabatino comes out of the box to chase that down, but it'll be Bryant there first for the Braves. Now tied up in the corner, though, is Peters. Peters sitting on his butt, spins it around, but it's now picked up by Sabatino. Sabatino drops it for Golovko. Up top to the point, Pisciano's shot goes just wide there. And now it'll be the Braves resetting once more on the attack as Peters will send it in deep there. And it'll be held and covered there by Gaudet. Apologies for the little bit of technical difficulties I just noticed there. Scoreboard's at 0-0 for a good portion there, but we've got it updated now. Bradley holding on to that lead.
Yeah, Gaudet tonight. One thing I want to point out here is he's made a couple long saves tonight. They haven't by any means been easy, but Bradley's fired some pretty from like far distances, like behind the blue line. They fired these shots on net, but then some of their chances right in front, they're shooting wide. I don't know what's going on tonight.
It's been very interesting. Sule, obviously, in the interview, as we mentioned, talked last night about Bradley being shooters. As Etchison's shot goes just wide of the net there. Another slap shot this side. Now it's just people firing from either side of the blue line there, but Sule talked about they needing to be shooters instead of passers, and they've continued that today with their shooting first mentality. It's got them a 1-goal lead so far, but they've had a lot of chances as that one is rebuffed there by the Braves and Lucchese. Second attempt, though, it's left there, and it'll be picked up now by Hainbrink. Hainbrink will start the attack back the other way. Hainbrink dances through a couple. His shot goes wide, bounces off in front of the net, and not able to put it back in was Goulet. As now we see the Bradley goalie kicking the net off. So maybe it wasn't just Gaudet. Maybe it's just that net.
I think it's just that net. And Dylan Goulet, wow. What a blown chance there. I mean, wide open. Schneider was nowhere near close to coming back to his left side yet, but Goulet just whiffs on the shot, and the Braves, another lucky break for them. They're still up 1-0.
Absolutely, and doesn't look like an intentional play there, but that reminds me back of the old days as that shot goes wide. Joe Louis Arena had some very bouncy boards. Pucks would really come flying off of there. Owen Center's boards are much the same way. So shots that go wide like that and off the boards, they really come back hard, and I don't think Snyder was quite ready for that. It's now Brad.
That would have been a nice assist from the boards there, but Goulet just missed the shot completely.
And we're going to have a cross-check coming here against Maryville. To the box will go Gent.
Well,
and now Ghent has a few extra words as well. We're going to ignore that. But it'll be a cross-check there against Ghent, and it's going to be a power play chance for the Braves. I believe their second or third of the evening here tonight. And they'll get a chance to set up 0 for so far, but Etchison off the draw. Stuttle, immediate slap shot is turned away as Gaudet was ready for that one. Now on a foot race back the other way. Lucas in a foot race with Golovko. Golovko has it shorthanded. He's going to stop there, feeding the puck back, but that one's lost by Kohler. Now the other way comes Nig. Nig winds up a slap shot. That one blocked away. And Etchison now has it at the blue line. He'll send it down low. Nig once more drops for Tuttle. He'll get it back. Nig will send it around the boards as Lucas picks up at the blue line for the Braves. Lucas shot tipped in front of the net. Tuttle couldn't get a redirect away from the goaltender there as he had a lot of space in front of the net. Not a lot of Maryville players around there. Maryville not covering the center particularly well. Nig up top. Lucas stops it with the skates at the blue line. His shot. This time Tuttle out of play, and it's going to be another penalty coming here to Maryville as Tuttle went down to the ice, and I believe that's going to be the call there on the cross check. So now we're going to get a 5-on-3 here.
Some unhappy Maryville fans. You know, we can't control anything this mic picks up from fans or players. Like our ice mic down there, you're going to hear the players. You know, it's college hockey. You're going to hear some things you might not want to hear, but we don't control over that, and we do apologize for any obscenities picked up on the broadcast. But either way, back to the game here. 1:14 on the 5-on-3 with 6:46 to go in the second. Braves still up 1-0.
Absolutely. Bit unfortunate there for Maryville, but the clear cross check there. Not caught as a pass in front of the net, deflected just wide. And now Bradley still controlling 5. Terra in front of the net, not able to get that one clean through as Bryant on the 5-on-3 with about 58 to go here. Now a Maryville player without a stick, shot in front of the net. Great save by Gaudet going right to left as it was a 5-on-2 as it looked like actually the goaltender Gaudet lost his stick. Pisciano doing the right thing though, giving up his stick so the goalie has at least something to defend the net.
Yeah, you know, Gaudet, that might have been the scoreboard updates here. That was either his 19th or 20th save of the game, and we are less than 4 minutes in this second. So the Braves are doing exactly what they did last night. They're firing these shots on net, but only one goal to show for it so far.
Down low, rebound chance in front. Peters scores. Braves up 2-0 as Bryant fit it down low to Peters, and he jammed it home on the second effort. And Braves converting here on the 5-on-3.
Nice move there by Peters. He stayed patient, waiting for that rebound off. We were talking about rebound control all night.
24.
And like you said there, you hear that 48-24. I believe it's 49, Brennan Peters, and 24 is Sam Bryant. So that's Sam Bryant's 9th assist of the season. And Brennan Peters, his 14th goal of the season and his 21st point of the season. Not bad. I believe he's in 3rd for leading scorers in the team.
Bryant having a good year for the Braves, converting there on the 5-on-3 opportunity. Braves still have about a minute and a half left of power play time, so they might be able to do something else here. Puck is going to be sent in deep, though, as Maryville trying to work on killing the rest of this off and keeping this game as close as they can now. Here comes Seth Bishop for the Braves. Bishop, though, loses it. Golovko on the forecheck. He's got it, spins away from Nig in the corner there, but he finally loses it to Bishop on his second effort there. Now Kohler now battling for it, and Kohler wins it for Maryville, and they're going to kill off a lot more time as it looks like they're actually only 15 seconds left. As that one spins away, Golovko's got it again. Short-handed. They're doing a great job killing off the rest of this. Great pass in front of the net, just out of the reach is Kohler. Kohler might have had a walk-in chance there. But Maryville looking really good here at the end of this as they will kill off the rest of that second penalty there. I'm confused about the time there, but it's full strength, and Nig tries to spin away from a check, and Golovko takes him to the ice. No call. Pushed out to the neutral zone here. And back the other way comes Kohler. Kohler's got a man to beat. He'll go around the net instead. Looking for a feed pass in front of the net, but that was a good read by Snyder. He reached out with the goalie paddle and held on to that one.
Yeah, good stop by Schneider with 15-13 to go in the second. The Saints played really well in that second end of that 5-on-3 after the Braves scored. The 5-on-4, the second end of that penalty kill, they did play really well, but one thing I'm noticing is here is the Maryville Saints are already at 5 penalties, I believe. I've been counting correctly this game, and that's what's been hurting them. We made one of their keys to the game was stay out of the box. And it's been hurting them. They've been shorthanded a lot this game. Their players are getting tired.
What time is he done?
And they're playing a pretty fairly close game with they've stuck with them. They've held the score close, but I mean, if you keep playing the whole game shorthanded, you're going to get worn out, and the Braves are going to start just pulling away here. So if I'm Maryville, I really don't want to see that many more penalties this game. But
and you can hear now from the ice mic there that there was a mistake on the. I was a little confused there because there was a minute and a half showing, and suddenly I looked up and it was like 20 seconds. So I don't think.
So it's 19.
So we're going to hear here, but I believe Maryville should have another 49 seconds of penalty kill time or thereabouts. So they're going to talk about it. I don't think Maryville, I can't imagine the refs assessing them with a too many minute penalty when the scoreboard shows you don't have a penalty, but there was definitely something weird going on. Definitely felt like they had less penalty time than they should have, and this is going to take a minute to figure out and reset because we've got some confusion. I mean, obviously you can't go back and rewind what happened with Maryville having a fifth guy on the ice, but this is a complicated situation. We've had some issues with the scoreboard tonight, and we'll see what the fix here is.
Just a classic malfunction at the junction in the Owens Center. We'll see what they do with this here. The refs explaining to head coach of the Saints, Kevin Gregory. They're explaining to him what's happening here, and it looks like we're just going to go back to 19. Number 19, Matt Simzyk is going to enter the penalty box again. So it looks like the Braves have some more power play time, which isn't what you want if you're the Saints. Like I just said, they're getting tired out there shorthanded.
Absolutely, but I think all things considered, I don't think Maryville's penalty was necessarily done there. I think that we had some scoreboard issues. Now a turnover back the other way. Goulet comes in on a one-on-one. Goulet tried to find a pass in front of the net, but Hainbrink nowhere near it. Bradley having a lot of trouble on this power play after the goal, getting the puck in. Now Kohut does finally carry it in for the Braves. Not 100% sure how much time is left, as now Maryville will be full strength again, but it's Tintera scoring in front of the net. Kohut with a beautiful feed pass in front of the net, and Kyle Tintera adds his 30th of the year and makes it 3-0 Braves.
Yeah, that's Kyle Tintera. We asked if he was going to get it tonight. He did. His 30th goal of the year, his 51st point of the year, and that's 30 goals in 29 games for him. What an incredible last season for him, and for him to come out here tonight and to score in his last game at the Owens Center has got to feel special. And Kohut, like we said, he's been getting assists all year long. That is Kohut's second assist of the night, making it his 24th. No. His 19th assist of the season, his 24th point of the season. So Kohut and Tintera, the team's leading point getters, combined there for the Braves' third goal of the game.
They've been very good this year. It's a great stick handle move. Kohler tried to feed it in front of the net there. Boy, I think Kohler might have had a better chance if he just took the shot, but they tried to make the extra pass to Sabatino. Kohler now has it, trying to dance through a couple of checks, but Kohut wins it now, and he'll send it back down the ice. It's not going to roll well short of an icing, and it's picked up by Matus. He's not able to clear it, though. Good hustle by Crandall to at least stop that one at first, and Cooney nearly steals it. Crandall once again holding it in for the Braves. Sticked away now, and that's Matus sending it to the half boards and around. Puck looks like it bounces off of an official, and Matus trying to clear it again. Great keep that time by the Braves there. Great work there by Schmidt. Now up top, Blackburn walks in with a wrist shot, just tipped off the glove there of Gaudette. Matus on a second effort finally feeds it out. Nice pass up ahead as Sabatino goes in one-on-one against Brooks Blackburn. Sabatino not able to do anything with it, and Brooks Blackburn lays the body on afterwards as well. Not able to clear that one out, though, was Maryville able to rebuff it, as that's Piciano now. Piciano getting it down low. Backhander chance there off the stick of Sabatino, not able to find a home. Golovko backhands it now out of the reach of his Maryville teammate. Now Nig has it. Nig trying to get control, and they might have an odd man rush there as he's got Cooney with him. Feeds it to the front of that. Great pass. Tuttle scores! 4-0 Bradley as the floodgates open. Logan Nig with a beautiful pass to Tuttle, and Tuttle goes bar down and Selly.
Yeah, Logan Nig picking up his second assist on the night there. Great pass to David Tuttle. And like we mentioned earlier, Tuttle, not the biggest scorer, picking up just his third goal of the season. But big goal there by the big man. Braves now up 4-0 with 13:13 to go.
And boy, you mentioned Tuttle not being much of a goal scorer. He certainly looked like a goal scorer with that shot. I mean, you can't place that shot any better. And Maryville going to take a timeout as it's 4-0 here. The game ended 4-0 last night, and now it's 4-0 with 13:11 in the second period. There's some serious work that needs to be done here for Maryville, as they have really struggled here in this one. The floodgates have opened quite a lot more than they did last night. Obviously, last night was a great game by Hampus Blomdahl. I wouldn't say Gaudette's played a bad game, but he's been getting pelted. I mean, you can't stop Tuttle's shot and a couple of those other ones there, so it's just been a great offensive performance for the Braves.
Well, I think one thing, too, is the Saints actually played a very decent first period, I thought. They found themselves only down 1-0. I mean, they were holding the Braves. Like, they were playing right there with them. But now something just went off this second period, and the Braves are starting to look like the team they looked like last night, taking that 4-0 lead just less than halfway through this game. So we'll see what more damage gets put on here. If Maryville, the Saints, can figure something out and tighten up, maybe score a goal here within the next couple of minutes, try to get some of that momentum back.
Maryville hasn't had a lot of offensive opportunities, but they really need to find a way to get one in the net here if they want to stay in this game, as this one might start to slip away as Cuny now leads the attack for the Braves. Piciano now chases him down, helps rustle that puck free with the help of Gent. But now in front of the net, Cuny's shot goes just wide. Piciano gives him a hit in, a big check there absorbed. Lucasen now, another man goes to the ice, and we're going to have a penalty called against Bradley there, as it looks like Bradley player there rustled him down to the ice there, as that's Etchison. He's going to get a box for, we'll see what he calls, but I would certainly qualify that as a little bit of a tackle. He's going to get a tripping penalty there.
Yeah, this is that last little drive there. It's starting to get really chippy this game. You can tell Maryville's frustrated and Bradley's pumped up. Combine those two with some big hits, some not so safe, some dirty hits, but the Maryville Saints will get a power play with 12:39 to go in the second. They found themselves down 4-0. If they ever needed a goal now, or if they ever needed a goal, it's now, but
not going to start well on this one, as that faceoff sent immediately all the way down the ice. Seth Bishop with a burst of speed steals that puck free, works to the front of the net. Secondary effort there. Now Bishop has it, but he got tied up with his own man there as Tintera came in, tried to help him out. Seth almost had a chance there, but now back the other way comes Maryville as Hainbrink now goes behind the net, and they'll look to set up on their power play as Simon Selly over to Hainbrink. Hainbrink's shot bounces hard off the glass and will get sent back to the neutral zone by Tintera. Hard shot there by Hainbrink, but he finds nothing but boards.
Maryville's had some nice chances tonight. I mean, it's just the luck hasn't gone their way with shots going wide and off the post. They've had way less shots on goal than Bradley, but I mean, they've had some good chances. They haven't been able to capitalize. There's small mistakes like the whiffed shot earlier in the period. Just stuff that sometimes you can't really control.
Kind of a similar story in a lot of ways to last night, the way the game went. Bradley only had one in the first period here. They had none in the first period last night, and Maryville had a couple of good chances in the first period, and you think maybe if those go in, this game looks different, but Maryville wasn't able to find the net on their chances in the first period, and since then, Bradley's taken over. A similar story, obviously in a much bigger way here, as it's already 4-0, is a bad icing there against Maryville, is going to have to send them back to their own defensive zone. Yeah,
not the best, not exactly what you want to do is get an icing on your own power play, but I mean, Maryville, they can win this face-off here and get it back in the Brave zone. They got 49 seconds left on this power play with 11:28 to go in the second. Find themselves down 4-0, like I said. If they want to realistically think about coming back in this game, it's go time right now on the power play.
Now off the draws, Maryville's going to be able to push it out to center, but it's the Braves controlling it as Luke Case not able to get a clean shot up ahead, but it's picked off by Sorrentino. Sorrentino now on the near side boards. He's going to go around short-handed for the Braves, absorbing a check there by Goulet. But he works it free. He's still got it. He's got Nick feeding in front of the net. He passes it to him, and he's not able to get that one through. Maryville going to go back on the attack. A long stretch pass. That one picked off by Lucas. As Goulet stops, he'll throw it backwards, but nobody's home for the Saints, as now Nick leads a 2-on-1 with Sorrentino. Nick shot and he scores! Short-handed Logan Nig makes it 5-0 Braves.
Logan Nig is having himself a night. 2 great assists earlier, now a goal short-handed. Short-handed to go up 5-0. 3 points in the night for Logan Nig. I mean, that's only his 8th point of the season, but I mean, he missed most of the season. He was out. He was out with, I believe, some sort of like skin problem with like equipment and stuff like that. So he missed a lot of the season, but I mean, he's already put up 3 points in one game.
Logan Nig with a great performance tonight, adding a short-handed goal there. That's just a bad turnover as Goulet tried to drop it to a defenseman. There was nobody home for him, and it was just Nig walking in, firing a beautiful shot. Another great shot, really. Top shelf. And Bradley really pouring it on now, even tacking on a short-handed goal. And this one is getting away from the Saints.
Yeah, unassisted, too. I mean, you can give the assist to the Saints for that turnover, but I mean, Logan Nig doing it all by himself there to put up his 3rd point of the night.
Maryville now controlling that boards, but it's lost now as Cune is going to lead the attack. He'll feed it over to Etchison. Etchison lost a little bit of the handle there, and that one goes wide. The net now picked up. Crandall fires it, not initially gloved by Gaudette, but he's able to cover that one and hold on for the stoppage.
Well, I'm just starting to take a look here just because we've seen this before. I mean, 5 goals, and like I said, we're just 18 seconds. 18 seconds we'll be having through this game. You got to wonder if one or two more gets scored on Goddett. I mean, Maryville does have two other goalies. Hampus Blomdahl played a great game last night. Probably wouldn't see him again. They also have Scout Stalcup, who I don't – oh, I know. I see both goalies in their bench. They have two other guys to go to if they decide it's time to pull Max Goddett. Scout has 2 wins on the season. Hampus, who played well last night, actually does not have a win yet this year. But you're going to wonder if we might see one of those guys sooner rather than later, the way this game's been going.
Absolutely, and I don't necessarily think it's an indictment against Max Goddett. Some of these shots have been perfect. That one's going to bounce, and Tintera picks it up in front of the net, stopped by Goddett. As that took a weird bounce off of a defender for Maryville, and Tintera picked it up and went on net. Almost made it 6-0 Braves, as now Schmidt has it behind the net. Tries to feed a pass out in front of the net, but it's picked off there by the Saints. Schmidt gets it back, sends it to the front of the net. Now it'll be picked up and finally moved to the neutral zone by Issa. Issa's got a man in front of the net. Golovko cutting to the net. Not just out of the reach of that one. He'll send it up against the boards, and Golovko absorbs a big check there from Peters.
Yeah, he's
and the coach and a couple of Maryville fans are very unhappy as they've got a man down. We're going to take a short break here. We certainly hope that Golovko is okay. We'll be right back, folks.
No, I know. That's one of them.
We're back, folks, as we're glad to see player there, Sasha Golovko from Kiev, Ukraine. Glad to see he's back on his feet and is able to get to the bench, and we're going to see what they're going to call here as Peters there, I believe, who was the man who laid the hit on Golovko, was talking to the officials. Now the officials will be over discussing with the Bradley bench as well. We'll see what they have to talk about as well with the Maryville coaches. Things trying to settle down a little bit, as that's a bad hit there by Peters on Golovko well after the play there. So we're glad to see at least Golovko back on his feet, back on the bench, and we're going to see what comes of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was watching, but did you see anything really dirty on that hit, or was it just a big hit that took him out?
Our penalty here, we're waiting for the number.
I think it was a big late hit is really what I saw.
Is one line on Bradley.
Well, the refs, you can hear them throw our ice mic here. They are discussing it right now. It seems like somebody's going to get a penalty here. That's why you just hear 5 minutes there. It's a major on someone.
5 will go up. And then the next line, you put game misconduct under it.
So someone's getting a game misconduct.
So it's 49.
It might be on the Braves. Well, 9:24 to go here in the second. The Braves have blown things up this period. They lead the Maryville Saints 5-0, and 2 minutes have been, or it looks like they're going to add 5 minutes onto the scoreboard here, I believe. I'm pretty sure the Braves just got a game misconduct based off what I heard from in between the glass there, Beau.
I mean, to me, the biggest thing there with that hit is I can't tell from here if he came up with his hands with a stick, but it was a very late hit against the boards. It was honestly, in some ways, it was similar to the hit we saw in the third period last night that got Hainbrink ejected from that first game. Well after the play was gone, kind of getting his hands up there, and I think that's the big problem, especially in that location. When you put your hands up against somebody after play against the boards, that can be dangerous because you end up getting somebody's face getting put into the boards.
Yeah.
That's where you can get those really dangerous head injuries and those situations like that. So it's the location, it's the timing of the hit there, I think, is the big problem, and that might be why I believe Peters might be, they're talking to Peters now. I'm guessing that might be the end of Brennan Peters' night, but we were going to get back into the action. Once again, certainly hope that Golovko is okay, and it is going to be a 5-minute major, likely for, we'll see exactly what they refer to it as, but it will be the end of Brennan Peters' night here, as he is going to be sent to the locker room here with 9:24 in the second period.
And listen, I understand that might not have been the safest hit. It was a dirty hit. It seems like we're going to get the penalty for Maryville, but I mean, rightfully so. I get it. The Maryville players on the bench, they're yelling, they're upset. And some of the fans here are upset. But I mean, I've seen fans get kicked out of the Owens Center before for this kind of thing, and they're still yelling and jawing off to the refs. I mean, some of the stuff I'm hearing tonight is a little not safe for this broadcast. So, you know, I'm just wondering here, like, we get it. But, I mean, the refs are out there.
There's certainly a lot of tension in this game. And obviously these teams playing for the second time in a row. A couple of ejections last night for Maryville. So certainly tensions are high, especially tonight. There's a lot smaller of a Bradley contingent as well. So there's a lot of differences tonight, but there's still a lot of tension in the air. And Maryville going to get a long 5-minute power play here as they do have things set up pretty well, as it's going to be Simon Selly up top. That one looks like it got tipped off the stick of Tintera and sent way up into the netting. 4:35 still here to go. I believe this will be a major penalty as well. So
yes, it is.
If Maryville finds a goal here on this power play, they'll actually stay on the power play
because
because
momentum rolling. Absolutely.
Because of the way that major penalty works. So Brennan Peters is done, and I'm trying to get a handle on who is in the box there serving the 5 minutes for Bradley. I can't quite tell from here. That looks like that is actually David Tuttle, I believe, is serving the 5 minutes for Bradley. We'll have to see. Is Seth Bishop nearly with the steal there? Golovko just enough hustle, getting back to break up that near shorthanded chance there for Seth Bishop.
Good to see Golovko back out there on the ice after that scary hit earlier. So he's already back playing on this power play. He's going to try to do whatever he can to help his team get back in it.
Absolutely. And Golovko's had a very good night tonight for the Saints. Now Tintera has it, though, for the Braves. Doing the right thing there. Earlier last night, Braves had a turnover in a shorthanded situation where they tried to force a pass. Tintera with the right decision there, dropping it back and killing off more time here. It'll be stopped by Gaudette with 4 minutes left on Maryville's 5-minute power play.
Yeah, this is going to be a long power play here, penalty kill here for the Braves. So, I mean, you are up 5 goals. You have a little bit of a cushion, but you don't want to risk too much. No stupid turnovers. Just get it back in your zone, dump it out. Play a simple penalty kill here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ask the Vegas Golden Knights what it could happen in a 5-minute power play. Obviously, last year, disaster in the NHL playoffs in the second round against the I believe that was actually the first round against the Sharks, but either way, here's a long shot, goes just high and wide there. That one didn't miss by too much. Golovko now has it once more for Maryville. He'll feed it across to Berkmeyer. Berkmeyer shot blockered away there by Snyder. Good save there. That was a well-placed shot there, and that's going to be a penalty against Berkmeyer as he drove Nig there through the boards. I'm not sure how intentional that one was, but he definitely drove Nig into the boards, and you're going to get called for that one.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's been getting shippy, and that one might have just been some anger, but we said that's Berkmeyer, correct? You said?
Yes, that is, I believe, Berkmeyer taking the penalty there, and he's very slow to the head to the box. Looks like they just gave him a 2-minute tripping penalty, and I think they get tied up and crash into the boards there. I don't think he's trying to drive him through there, but it will be a tripping penalty called there against Maryville, so they're going to lose a couple of minutes. When Berkmeyer's penalty ends, they'll still have about 1:14 left of power play time, but they will be back to 4-on-4 hockey for the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, you got to realize Berkmeyer, this is the guy who has 100-plus penalty minutes in just 28 games. So, I mean, that is what it is right there. We see that multiple times a game from him. In this game, it has physicality-wise, penalty-wise, dirtiness. It's gotten out of hand, and that's usually what happens in blowout-type games like these.
Yeah, absolutely. A Kohut shot goes just wide there. CUNY rebuffed there trying to get to that puck as Kohut now battling for it there, and he's going to win the foot race against Hainbrink. Crandall now controlling for the Braves. He'll go up ahead. CUNY with a nice play to reach that one at the blue line, but he turns it over to Goulet. Kohut on the second effort, and we have a stoppage as it looks like the puck must have gone off sides there, is I believe what the official is going to call.
Yeah, I think they're calling off sides here. His faceoff's going to come out to the right. The goaltender got it on the zone with 7:06 to go in the period and 1:29 to go on this 4-on-4. And when Bradley's done, or when Bradley's, when Maryville's penalty is over, they will have about 1:14 of power play time, if I'm math's correct there.
Yep, I believe you're right there. So Maryville will still get some more power play time here. Obviously, the 5-minute major against Brennan Peters and being served by David Tuttle. A lot more than the 2 minutes there, so they'll still get some extra time afterwards here. But 4-on-4, they don't look too bad early on, although just as I say that, pass out of the reach of Golovko as the defender Kohler was trying to feed it up ahead to him. But now it'll be an icing here, and the Braves will get a 4-on-4 offensive zone faceoff.
6:48 now. This faceoff's coming all the way back down into the Maryville zone here. The Braves have 1 minute, 11 seconds left on their 4-on-4 even strength they have here before they have to go back to the penalty kill.
Golovko now going to have it behind the net, and they'll get things started here as they'll get it up ahead. Pisciano trying to reach Kohler. Turnover there, though, by Kohler is now Bishop's going to cut back in on the near side boards, looking for a pass. He'll go behind the net. Looking for an open player there. All the way up top, Lucchese has it now. Lucchese walks in, glove, nice save there, and held by Gaudette on the nice setup there by Bishop off the turnover.
Yeah, I would say nice pass there by Bishop. Finds Lucchese all the way back at the point. Lucchese fires one right into the glove, though. Max got it. No rebound control issues there for him, and he makes another save on a night where he's faced many shots.
It's been a busy night for Gaudette. For Maryville's now Lucchese has it. He'll send it down low. Tintera trying to get there for the Braves, but it's picked up instead now by Hainbrink. Hainbrink will lead the attack out the other way here for Maryville as they head up the near side boards. Hainbrink taken down, and that's going to be a penalty there to the Braves as the penalties keep on coming as Lucchese is going to get a 2-minute tripping penalty there. That one's kind of a, he's reaching out to play the puck there, but he catches the guy's legs with his stick, and easy enough call for the official.
Kind of bent over there. Stick was out. Guy tripped over it. Obvious shooting penalty, and that's the 5th penalty of the game for the Braves. And now's where it gets a little confusing. We're going to have 31 seconds of 4-on-3, and then once that comes out, they'll have 5-on-3. But that first minute 44 is actually a major, so if they're able to score within that time frame, they'll still have the 5-on-3. So it should be interesting here for Maryville.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot going on. There's a lot of open space right now on the 4-on-3, but Maryville is going to get even more with a 5-on-3. It's a nice move in front of the net as that one goes just wide there, as that's Kohler trying to work it free there. Now up top at the point is Simzyk. Simzyk tried to get it down low. Crandall there first for the Braves, able to send it back down the ice, and now with 10 seconds left on the minor penalty there to Berkmeyer, it's going to be Maryville setting up with a 5-on-3 for a minute and 15 seconds. Let's see if they can get at least one here and get themselves back into this game. Is now setting up on the 5-on-3 up top. Down low, tip it pass. Nearly attempted there in front of the net, but it's turned away by Gaudette. Crandall not able to clear it out, though, and it's held in there nicely by Kohler. Kohler going to walk it to the middle. Kohler drops it down low. Hainbrink walks in. Hainbrink shot, save, rebound chance, goes just wide through the goal mouth there. Is now turning around with it. There's Golovko. Golovko works it to the front. Slap shot pass attempt is Snyder sprawling on the ice, and I think he got a piece of that one, and it gets to the neutral zone. What a save by Snyder.
That was a great save by Schneider. He rolled over on like the back of his neck to get his legs over there, and he patted it. Nice save by him as he keeps this game scoreless for Maryville.
Still setting up on the 5-on-3, trying to get it down low to Golovko was Hainbrink. Now up top at the point here. Simzyk sends it one-timer, and Maryville's on the board as Hainbrink off the one-timer, top shelf, and Maryville finally getting a goal here this weekend. Finally 5-1 here, getting a goal. Big shot there.
Yeah, that was actually literally a big shot there. Knocked the water bottle off the net.
The major stays.
So just here the major stays. It looks like
21 from 4 and 19.
Or I guess they're saying the second penalty comes off, so this will go back.
So we will go back to 5-on-4 time. So the major penalty has to say majors can't come out early, but since there's another minor penalty there, that penalty will be released. So it will be 5-on-4 for another 27 seconds, I believe, is the major was the one that's going to run out first. So we should have about another 27 seconds. Obviously, we've had some scoreboard problems tonight. But
pull down the...
It should be 27 seconds left.
The 49 penalty stays.
Oh, so they're going to actually leave the 43-second?
That makes sense, because the 43-second one was not the major, and that one came after the major. So in my opinion, I think if they score, they're still scoring on the major technically until that 27 seconds is gone. That's what I'm getting here.
Have a what?
Not quite sure, though.
Okay.
Yeah, he's wearing number 4. Hey, Niner. What number does 4 usually wear? What is he on the roster? Jake Hannabrink. He's 4. He should be 4.
Because they're having a little discussion there, and we're getting some of the discussion there about some of the jersey numbers. We've had some discrepancies between those, but Hainbrink's actually not on the roster we found online, so Hainbrink's 4 makes sense. But I believe that Bradley will be full strength in 20 seconds. I'm not 100% sure because obviously couldn't get everything from the ice mic down there. But either way, Maryville is on the board, getting a goal back here on the 5-on-3 power play, looking to get themselves back into this one. As there's still a lot of time left in this game. We've got 4:33 left in the second and another 20 minutes now. They've had some trouble generating offense, but they got a goal there, so let's see if they can get some play developed here.
Yeah, I mean, they finally got a goal up. And like you said, there's a whole period left after this. There's 4:33 left. So maybe you're the Saints, you don't want to give up hope now. I mean, Bradley's taken some questionable, just silly mistake penalties, and they're giving you these man advantages. And those tides have kind of shifted because Maryville is the one taking the penalties before. So, I mean, if you can keep getting these man advantages, this game, it's a stretch, but it isn't out of reach.
Absolutely. As that shot goes just wide there, Snyder barely got a piece of it, and it's going to be slapped all the way down the ice there by Bishop. And that will do it there. So we were right there. The shorter penalty was the major. So that will be over. Bradley's finally back at full strength as Bishop now on the forecheck, able to work that puck free on the initial attempt. Tintera's long shot is going to be held and swallowed by Gaudet as he think he was looking for Tuttle in front.
Yeah, Gaudet with a little trouble soaking that one up, but he's able to. It's been like that all night kind of for him. He's made some highlight reel saves, but he's just had some bobbles as well. He just had to juggle some of them around. And his team is down 5-1 with 4:07 to go in the second period.
And now off the draw here as Maryville's going to get that puck out to center ice as it's tipped up ahead by Rainbolt. Luke Case will be there first for Bradley as he backhands it, but it's turned over there. Cune with a great second effort to prevent a chance there as it looked like Simon Selly had a chance going in now. Brooks Blackburn now for the Braves will send it in deep and bring it all the way around. It looks like it's going to be Etchison there first as he tried to immediately throw it in front of the net, but that one was cut off. Now Luke Case winds up a slap shot, and it's held by Gaudet. Good reaction there as there was some traffic in front of Gaudet, but he gloves and holds.
Yeah, great glove there by Gaudet. Like I said, there's a lot going on in front of him, and I'm surprised Luke Case actually got that shot through without getting blocked. It weaved through all the players right into Gaudet's glove, though, so that's heck of another save for him. And that's some good vision by him down there in the crease, being able to see past 3 or 4 guys in front of him.
Absolutely a mess of people in front of the net, so good work by Gaudet to get over and glove that one. He's got 25 saves on the evening. Kohut cuts it off there, trying to feed it in front of the net, but it's picked off the other way, and you got a man out in front there as Golovko might have had a chance 1-on-0, but he's not able to handle the pass off the stick of Kohler. Now the other way, Bradley might have a 3-on-1 developing as it's Sorrentino with Nig and Kohut. Sorrentino's shot goes wide there. Kohut now has it. He sends it back down low to Nig. Nig picks it up, tries to feed a pass in front, and it's cut off there nicely by Matus. Matus now leading the attack back the other way. Just on sides there is Golovko. Golovko trying to get it free, but Nig able to kick it over to the corner. He'll recover on the second effort and launch that puck in the half boards. Is now in a foot race. Kohut's going to get there first. He's got Sorrentino with him. He's going to look for the shot, and he goes just high over the net. Kick back to the front of the net. What a weird bounce off the Owens center glass. Now the other way back comes Kohler for Maryville as he's trying to get through a man, but it'll be controlled and put back to the neutral zone. What a chaotic sequence there.
Yeah, that puck kind of just sat in the crease for a hot couple seconds there with 2 Saints defenders standing over. I don't think anybody knew where it was, but eventually got pushed out, and the Saints get a nice break there. Sabatino
now leading a 3-on-2 the other way. Feed pass in front of the net. Not able to get anything on net was Golovko. Tintera now will lead it up ahead. Tuttle with a nice move. He's got a 2-on-1. Nig coming in. Tintera behind him as well as they're looking for a pass. Great stick there. Defended there beautifully there by Piciano. Now Tintera has in front of that. His shot, and he scores. Kyle Tintera adds his second, and a chaotic sequence starts with the 3-on-1. Tintera recovers the puck and fires a beautiful wrister under the blocker of Gaudet.
So Tintera's 31st goal of the season. He adds on another one. And that's just that's the way this season's gone for him. I mean, he's out here scoring every game. And we see his second of the evening. So Kyle Tintera makes it 6-1 with 2:14 to go in the third. Right after it looked like Maryville, maybe it started to gain some momentum. The Braves answer back.
Tintera has 31 on the year. What a year for Kyle Tintera as a senior. He's been great for the Braves all season long. And he adds on another one there to push the lead back to 5 as it's a 6-1 game here in favor of the Braves.
That was Tuttle with the assist. It's actually his 10th assist of the year, along with his 3 goals. So he has a presence offensively. Like you said, not the biggest goal scorer, but I mean, that shot he took earlier tonight was a goal scorer's shot if I've ever seen one.
As it looks like we might get we're going to get a penalty here against Maryville as there was an icing coming up against the Braves, but it's going to be some action on the other end of the ice, and it's going to be Dylan Goulet serving a 2-minute penalty. Didn't see that as we believe we turned the camera and turned everything away here. Dylan Goulet is going to sit in the box for a couple of minutes. Might have been I didn't even see the signal there. Might be a tripping or an interference, as obviously that was well away from the play. But the penalties continue to pile up in the second, and now it'll be the Braves getting a power play opportunity here at the end of the second, already up 5.
Yeah, the first period just a lot cleaner of a game, a lot closer of a game, 1-0. But now it's 6-1 in the second. There's been a plethora of penalties, so.
Feed pass in front of the net is Tuttle not able to get a stick on that one. Back the other way, shorthanded come the Saints. Nearly tipped ahead was Golovko trying to tip that up ahead to Kohler. But instead it'll be the Braves returning back to the attacking zone as Tuttle has it on the far side boards. Stopped there on an initial attempt by Marion. Now picked up by Golovko. Golovko is all by himself. He's going to carry it in to the attacking zone, but he's going to lose it there, and it'll be recovered by Seth Bishop in the Bradley Braves. Golovko still on the forecheck there on Logan Nigg. This time Nigg spins away from a check, and he'll go back on the attack. Blocked away there into the corner by Kohler, and Sorrentino picks it up now. Now it's going to be Nigg picking that one up. Up top to the point, wrist shot just knocked away by Gaudet off the stick of Etchison. Now controlled once more by Nigg. Nigg spins away from a check. He'll drop it down low for Etchison. Etchison trying to backhand it around the boards, but he sent it straight up into the netting, so it'll be a neutral zone faceoff.
Yeah, 48.4 seconds to go here. And if the Maryville Saints do not score this period on this power play, it will carry over for about 3 more seconds into the third period. Not much you can do with 3 seconds, but just putting that out there. Braves are up 6-1. This faceoff comes outside of the Maryville zone to the left of Gaudet.
Chantera now off the draw. He'll drop it back for Bryant. Braves will set up, at least try to. There's a good stick defended away by Berkmeyer. Berkmeyer, no call there. Now it's just picked up. Wrist shot blocked. Good block there by Bryant. Bryant looks like he's a little shaken up after blocking that shot as Hainbrink with a hard wrister. Bryant down to block that one on a shorthanded chance as it'll be sent all the way back down. 22 left to go in the period. 25 on the man advantage for the Braves. So end of this period will be just about the end of their power play time. As CUNY is going to feed it up ahead now as Kohut picks it up. He's got Tintera and Sorrentino with him. Feeds it to Sorrentino. Sorrentino's shot saved by Gaudet going from his left to his right.
It's a great save there by Gaudet. Good positioning by him. Not let Sorrentino put one past him. 8 more seconds here in this second period as we inch closer to this second intermission, and the Braves are up 6-1.
I really like how Tintera drives to the net there. He draws the defense back and leaves Sorrentino open to catch that pass and fire a good shot. That's a good decision by Tintera there to drive to the net and pull the action away. As CUNY steals it, Maryville trying to pin away the puck and lose the last few seconds, and that will do it for the end of the second period, and it's 6-1 Bradley, and boy, the floodgates really opened up after a 1-0 first. Bradley notching 5. Maryville getting one back, but really the scoring opening up for the Braves here in the second.
Yeah, that was just a story of 2 different periods. I mean, in the first period was a lot closer. Braves only led 1-0, and I mean, way less penalties. In this second period, it felt like it took twice the length of the first with all the whistle stoppages and confusion on the ice and penalties and a guy down the ice, and everyone's yelling. It's madness here in the Owen Center, but the Braves don't mind because they find themselves up 6-1 at the end of 2.
A little chaos here at the Owen Center tonight, but the Braves with a big second period getting a 6-1 lead. Maryville finding a goal on the 5-on-3 power play. Braves, I believe, found a goal 5-on-3 as well, and they had all the even strength goals as well as Bradley taking over this game and adding on to the offense. We'll see if we can get Brock here in just a moment. Officials have some more discussing to do with the booth down there, trying to figure out some stuff, but we do have Brock coming out here, and we're going to get a second intermission review from Brock, what he saw on the bench during this chaotic second period. Brock, go ahead.
Yeah, good half there by Bradley. They really opened up their lead, got 5 big goals in that second period, and really, 32 shots on goal already, so that's really good sign for them. They need to kind of just calm it down a little bit and stay out of the penalty box. They're already ahead in this game. They don't need to lose anybody else in this game. And then for Maryville, it's tough. You got 12 goals, but you got to come out in the third period and play with some effort and try to get this one back to within a couple goals and see what you can do late in this game. Back to you, Beau and Jack.
Thank you very much, Brock. Yes, absolutely. Both teams need to keep things down a little bit here. Maryville, still 20 minutes left on the clock. Down 5 is a lot, but not quite over yet. Bradley may be looking for a couple of early goals to try and ice this one away. What are you expecting here in the third?
I'm expecting, 6-1 here. If I had to make a prediction, I would say Bradley's probably going to score a few more here. Maryland might get like 1 or 2, but this game I feel like, I hate to say, I think it might get a little more out of hand. I think we're going to see more chippiness, a lot of whistles, and probably a few more goals. We'll see from who, or I could be completely wrong. Maryland could come out and just put on 5 right away.
Absolutely. This game could be a very interesting third period as the score 6-1, but a lot of interesting stuff going back and forth with officials and all kinds of things. So we'll see what happens in the third period, but we will head to an intermission break now. Beau Woodcock alongside Jack Simzyk and Brock Stotler down in the booth. We'll be right back for the third period, folks. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Owen Center here for the third period between the Bradley Braves and the Maryville Saints as we get some Take Me Home Country Roads. Apparently some kind of new tradition here at Bradley games. I don't really understand that one, but I'm Beau Woodcock alongside Jack Simzyk and Brock Stotler down in the booth. Jack, what did you think of that second period?
Second period was it was crazy. Like I said, lots of craziness, lots of whistles, lots of goals for Bradley, one for Maryville. I mean, lots of penalties, a lot of unnecessary penalties at that. So it was a wild one in the third. In the second, my bad. This game really blew up. We'll see if it carries over into the third or not.
Absolutely. As a turnover here might lead to a chance for Bryant, and then the puck stops, and we got a stoppage for a reason. It was made by the official over by the Maryville bench. So Maryville's doing the ref's doing some. I think he's bringing an official over. We might have an extra situation going on here. We're going to have to see what happens because I don't know what's going on. Now all the officials are over here, so we're going to get a stoppage. Let's see what happens here. I'm very curious what's going on.
We're only 24 seconds into this period here, and these refs are already discussing again.
While we wait, we're going to have a backstroke competition.
I think my guess is there's an ice issue. I can't tell, but it looks like this area over by the dot might be a little barren. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think it's a penalty or anything like that, but clearly
I just wanted to come stand by you guys.
There's some kind of – this seems like a lighthearted issue, so I'm not exactly sure what the situation is. I don't see any –
Zamboni driver tried his hardest to turn this into a swimming pool.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, there you go.
I appreciate that. It looks like he was kind of pointing. It was the referee by the Maryville bench. And I don't know. From here, it kind of looks like there's like an extra lit up area over by their bench. So there might just be a massive puddle of water there. We're not really sure at this point, but we have an idea of kind of what's going on.
You have to call out the Zamboni driver like that. I mean, I don't know if the refs know if the ice mic is down there or not, but.
And I don't think the Zamboni driver is watching our live stream right now.
No,
so.
But, I mean. We'll see what happens here.
Very interested to see what's going on. Obviously, they don't consider the ice conditions safe here. As it's kind of hard to see there. Out of the corner there, you can kind of tell when a puck is kind of stopping in the middle of the ice there. It usually means there's a big puddle of water causing an issue. The Maryville players are coming back out. They're just going to wander around for a minute. We're going to get a stoppage here we don't know how long yet. We're probably waiting for the water to dry or freeze. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but let's get some other updates. For those of you local Peoria hockey fans, Mustangs are in the second game of a two-game series against Cooley Region Chill. 0-0 so far in the middle of the second period. Mustangs, of course, losing 4-1 last night. They had a 1-0 lead while we were on the broadcast for last night's game, but things went south after that. So now it is a 4-1 loss in their first one, and they are looking to get one back tonight as they start to get closer to the NA3HL playoffs as well. Taking a look as well, obviously Maryville has a Division II team here playing tonight. They also have a Division I team, hockey team that's got a 12-17 record for the Division I team. They had a game scheduled for last weekend that was canceled, and they have not been back on the ice in a few days. Actually, I believe they are playing tonight against the University of Alabama, but we can't get any information on that one. They're playing against Alabama's D1 team tonight. Started that game at 5 p.m., so that one may actually be over, but I cannot get any information from the Maryville website. So going forward here in this one back here at the Owen Center, we are back in the action here as whatever was ailing the ice seems to have been satisfactorily taken care of by the forces of physics and whatever else. So we are back here now, Maryville controlling in their own defensive zone here with 19 minutes to go in the third. Now here, Maryville struggling to get the puck out there. Is now Bradley kind of taking over. Nig battling for it in the corner. I believe that's actually Cuny. Cuny trying to work the puck to the front of that. Schnitt tried to push it through, and Maryville will finally loft that puck back up into center ice, and it'll be sent back in deep once more, this time by Crandall. Braves going off for a change here. So it's going to be a long stretch pass off the boards for Golovko. He's going to have to stop, and he'll decide to throw that one in deep and send Issa on the chase. It'll be Brooks Blackburn now controlling a couple of back and forth passes. Stolen there. Maryville might have a chance. Tried to throw it off the front of the net. Berkmeyer not able to get that one to the front of the net with Issa. Berkmeyer trying to work it free once more, but it's cut off by 3 Bradley defenders, and they'll start the attack back the other way. Long shot kicked away by Gaudette. One of those weird bounces, and it was thrown off the side of the net there. Now fed out in front. Bishop not able to reach that one. So it'll go all the way back down the other end of the ice as Gaudette sticked it aside, and it took a hard bounce off the boards and came back to him.
A little bit of a sluggish start for both teams here. It's third period. I mean, it's a blowout game. That's going to happen sometimes. And we had that long wait within the first minute. So right now the puck's kind of going back and forth, dumped and chased. But the Braves did have a nice chance there on that weird angle behind him, but got it. Didn't let him sneak one by there.
Absolutely. That's the kind of weird thing, especially in that spot. When you're 24 seconds into a period, you have to sit around for another couple of minutes. It can have an impact on your speed and everything going forward because you come out, you get geared up for a period, and suddenly it's almost like the period was delayed another 2 minutes after they got out there. So it's a weird spot as Sorrentino absorbs a hard hit into the boards, as does Nig. Sorrentino comes back for a check, but it's kept in nicely there by Bryant. Bryant sticking it back down low, and it's going to be a penalty here coming to Maryville, as it's going to be Simon Selly taking a tripping penalty there, as he believe he took out Nig in the corner, so it'll be Bradley on the man advantage once more.
17:29 to go here in the third period. Braves up 6-1, and now they're going to get another power play, which they've been pretty good on tonight. They got a couple goals in the power play, I believe. So they can either tack on their lead here, or Maryville will try to kill this one off. They have been shorthanded a lot tonight. So we'll see how their legs are holding up here deep into this game and shorthanded once again.
Bradley on the man advantage now. Long pass tried to get tipped on net by Tuttle, but it's going to go over and out of the zone once more. So Bradley will reset, I believe, with an offensive zone faceoff as it was deflected there. 17:22 here to go in the third period. Still 6-1 Braves. Maryville wins the draw, trying to clear it out. Nig gets there quickly, now kept in by Lucas. Lucas going to walk in, slap shot goes just wide. It'll roll all the way over to Seth Bishop for Bradley. Bishop goes over to Etchison. Etchison's long wrist shot goes wide. Lucas now picking it up at the blue line. He'll feed it to Nig. Nig tried to tip it to Tuttle, but it's going to be tipped out to the neutral zone there nicely by the Maryville defense here with 1:30 left on the man advantage. Long shot goes in, and it's going to be gloved and held there by Gaudette.
There's one of those long shots I brought up earlier in the second period that Gaudette's faced tonight. They haven't been, by any means, easy shots to stop. They've been very accurate on net, but the Braves have taken a lot of those really long shots tonight. And surprisingly, the way they've been putting shots on, none of them have trickled in, but the Braves have had to score in different ways tonight. But they have definitely peppered on the shots here against the Saints.
Sorrentino now has it behind the net, warding off a couple of defenders for the Saints. Now thrown to the front of the net. Tintera out of his reach. He'll recover, though. Go up top. There's Bryant. Bryant winds up the slap shot. That one blocked there. Tintera's second chance. He fans on it, but now he's got it behind the net once more, looking for a pass. Kohut shot blockered away, as that was a good reaction by Gaudette. That one looked destined for the top corner, but it was a good reaction to block that one away. Tintera now has it behind the net there once more, trying to feed it in front of the net. Blocked away. Second chance to Kohut. Now up top, Bryant. Bryant fakes the shot, goes down to the corner. Tintera has it once more behind the net. Over to Kohut. Great save. Gaudette didn't really see that one, but he got it with the shoulder there. Tintera now holding. 40 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Tintera warding off a blocker. Bryant over to Kohut. One-timer goes just wide of the net. Tintera now has it again. Bradley setting up nicely on their shots to get second chance opportunities. Kohut over across, and Bradley scores on the power plays. Tintera found a seeing eye pass, found it all the way to Kohut, and he puts it in the lead and gives Bradley a 6-goal lead.
We know with Kohut, that was his fourth chance of that power play. The first two he'd gotten stopped by Gaudette, and that third one went wide. And he finally is able to seal the deal. You know, he's going to be pleased with that one after firing 3 really nice shots. Just none of them working for him, and that's him and Tintera have both been having a night, and he tacks on his second goal of the night. No, his first goal of the night. He's got 2 assists, and Tintera with his first assist of the game, but he's got 2 goals. So great work by Tintera and Kohut. Both played good games tonight.
Bradley Stars really showing up big in this one. Tintera obviously has a pair. He adds an assist to that one. Kohut, I mean, that was a beautiful pass by Tintera. That's an angle. That's a pass that is very tough to make through a lot of bodies. Tintera found it, got it through Kohut, and I mean, in that scenario, Kohut's just got to put that one home as a chance for Maryville now. Wrist shot blocked away by Schneider. There's an initial feed attempt in front to Golovko was out of his reach, but then it was picked up once more and fired on net, but blockered away there by Snyder. Check into the board, sent back in deep by Maryville once more. 15-12 to go here in the third period as it's 7-1 Braves. Intercepted though, Golovko trying to work into the front of net. Cut off by Blackburn there as a near turnover for the Braves. Leads to a possible chance for Golovko. Now back the other way come the Braves. Here comes Bishop on the left-hand side. Tried to feed it to Schmidt. Good defensive play there by the Saints. Now Bishop has it once more behind the net. He's working it out in front. Tried to feed Schmidt. It's going to be taken instead by Crandall, whose shot goes wide of the net. Stolen by the Braves down low. Schmidt has it there. Hit hard into the boards by Gent. And it'll be Golovko backhanding it to the neutral zone for Blackburn to intercept and throw back down deep as a couple of Braves go off for changes. Puck rung around the boards there and kept in evidently by Crandall. Kind of hard for us to see there, but now on a second chance, it's going to be sent back out the other way. Back come the Saints on a 2-on-2 on the attack, trying to get a pass in front of the net there is Goulet, but it's going to be cut off by the Bradley defense. Schmidt tips that one into the attacking zone, but it's picked up instead now by Marion. Marion with a burst of speed. He's going to come out of his own zone and go coast to coast. Nice stick handling move to get around Kohut, and he'll drop that one into the corner. Backhand attempt isn't going to work. He tries to throw another attempt to the center of the goal mouth there for the Braves, but nobody home for Maryville. Pass intercepted there by Kohut. Kohut walks in with a wrist shot and a save made there by Gaudette. There's a turnover there in the defensive zone, leads to a chance. And now it's going to be Kohut once more. Kohut already with a big night. Back to Lucas. Lucas slap shot turned aside by Gaudette. Now picked up once more by Kohut. Kohut's got it behind the net once more for the Braves. That one will go up top. Blackburn has it at the blue line. Blackburn's long wrist shot deflected. Reaction by Gaudette as Nig deflected that one, slowed it down a little bit, and Gaudette able to react and make the save.
Good deflection there by Logan Nig, who has had a big night as well, along with Kohut and Tintera. All three of them playing outstanding. And Kohut's had some nice shots this game. I mean, he's only capitalized on the one so far. He's only capitalized on the one so far. But, I mean, even just this last play we saw on the ice here, Kohut has had some great opportunities, and he's been putting the pressure on against the Saints.
Now the other way come the Saints on the attack here, is leading the charge there. 2-on-4, but a long wrist shot's going to go just over the glove and into the corner. Kept in nicely there by Simon Selly. Now cutting to the front is Berkmeyer. Loses that one, though. Tried to get through a couple of Braves defenders, but lost it to the neutral zone. So Braves will now reset with Blackburn leading the charge for the Braves. Lucas evades a check from Berkmeyer, but the pass to Sorrentino is errant, so it'll be the Saints able to dump that puck back in deep. It'll be Issa on the chase there. Issa not able to win it free from Lucas. Now a couple of guys stuck on the ice there. Lucas as well as Berkmeyer. Blackburn going to settle it down once more as Bradley not able to clear the zone very efficiently here. Pass up ahead. Now finally Nig tips it up ahead. Tuttle gives it back to him. Nig trying to cut through. Rather, that's Cune. This shot's going to be blocked down and back the other way. A 3-on-2 might be developing here for the Saints. Leading the charge here comes Kohler on the near side. Tried to feed a pass up ahead to Berkmeyer, but it was out of his reach. Kohler recovers. Now this time it finds Berkmeyer. Berkmeyer walks to the front. Shot, save, rebound in front of the net. Berkmeyer gets a second chance. Bouncing in front of the net. Berkmeyer a third chance. That one kicked aside by Snyder. Couple of good saves there by Snyder. Now up top trying to feed a pass across. Now picked up once more. Berkmeyer gets it from Kohler. Berkmeyer works it to the blue line. His shot blocked away there by Snyder. Kohler now sends it behind the net. Picking it up. There's Golovko. Golovko waiting for an extra attacker to come on. Long shot. Not able to get a stick on that one is Kohler. Golovko picks it up once more. Loses it to a couple of defenders, but now a long shot is blocked and held by Cune, and he'll finally get the puck out to the neutral zone. There's a good sequence there for the Saints. Now a pass up ahead as Golovko tried to make a play happen. That won't be out of his reach. It'll be no icing there as Maryville was in the middle of a change. Ruled it could have been touched there. So now Golovko will spin it to the neutral zone, and he's going to beat Bryant almost in a foot race there. Good reach by Bryant for Bradley to clear that one out.
The Saints have shown a lot of offensive energy here in this third. I mean, it might just be too little too late. They're down 7-1 with 11:10 to go in the game. So, I mean, it's nice to see this from them. At the same time, it's probably too little too late here. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen before. But, yeah, it's 7-1 right now as this faceoff comes out to the left of Max Gaudette. or Devin Schneider, sorry, they're in the Brave zone there.
Back the other way comes Schmidt. A possible 3-on-2 developing. Schmidt, nice defensive play, though, by the Maryville defense. Picked up now around the corner. Hainbrink has it here for Maryville. Going to start the attack out the other way. Hainbrink on a 2-on-2, just able to stay on sides. There's Goulet. But Hainbrink's pass to Goulet out of his reach. Hainbrink recovers, though, with a nice defensive play there by Gent. Now battling in the corner is Goulet. Pinned up there. Feed pass up in front to Sabatino, not going to be able to reach it to him. Near turnover there. Schmidt nearly got to that puck before Gent was able to turn it back around. So the Braves will reset with 10:23 here to go. We had one penalty earlier, but things have certainly calmed down a little bit here in this third period. Lucas now trying to get the puck free. As Maryville's forecheck relentless in this third period, and that one will get kicked up out to the neutral zone. Bradley in a little bit of a defensive shell here as a pass nearly fanned on. Schmidt not able to get there. Now picking it up is Schmidt there off the turnover. They might have a 3-on-1 developing here. Walking in long shot is gloved and held by Godet here with 9:56 in the third.
Yeah, another good glove save there by Godet. His glove's been busy tonight. And that's the 40th shot of the game for the Braves. So Godet with the 33 save night, but I mean, he's let in 7. Very similar to what we saw last night with, I believe it was Blomdahl in that. He made 50 saves, but they still lost the game 4-0 because Bradley just has that much offensive firepower against Maryville here this weekend at the Owens Center.
And an icing here is going to go against the Maryville team, and they'll be forced to take a defensive zone faceoff. I've been looking here for a little bit, trying to find some results on Maryville's D1 team. They did win last night over Alabama 8-0, but today a little bit of a different story, a 3-0 loss to Alabama. That game just concluded a little while ago. So Maryville D1 team falling 3-0 here, and it looks like the D2 team down 7-1 is going to have a loss here as well at Bradley, as Bradley looks poised to conclude their season here with a win. Obviously still some time left on the clock, but with a 6-goal lead, things looking good for the Braves.
You know what's interesting about these ACHA weekend series? Sometimes you'll see a team blow out a team one night, and they'll just strangely lose the next night in a completely different fashion, or it'll be close. So, I mean, it's interesting they play these back-to-back games, how it affects teams. I know that was Bradley. That's been one of their big problems this year. We said their record there, 15-13-1. So, I mean, it's like they're winning every other game, they're losing every other game. But they did go on a little bit of a losing streak a few weeks back, but they've been able to fix that since. They've had some good wins. But that's what's interesting with the ACHA is these weekend series. Sometimes you can't get a good read about a team.
You mentioned as well the losing streak that Bradley had a few weeks ago. They've recovered, as you mentioned a little bit. They've actually won 5 of 6. Today it'll be 6 of 7, and that's exactly what you want with the playoffs starting next week. And you really always want to go into those playoffs as a team with a lot of momentum, and Bradley winning 6 out of 7. Their only loss recently, splitting that series against Marquette last weekend. So the Braves look good as they head into the playoffs starting next weekend. As a shot there deflected off Schneider, and now pushed up top. Maryville setting up on their power play. Up top, Berkmeyer shot blocked there, and it'll be controlled and sent down the ice, as that was a good play by Schmidt to get to that one. Now Bishop with a head of steam, trying to create some chance on the forecheck, as Tintera will send it back a little bit deeper here, as Maryville forced to reset with Simzyk at the helm. Now Goulet has to stop at the blue line. Simzyk has it once more. He will gain the blue line here. Looking for a pass in front of the net. Tried to feed it in front there to McLean. Secondary chance off the stick of Berkmeyer goes wide. It's deflected there. McLean now has it behind the net. McLean drops there for Hainbrink. Hainbrink will go behind the net with 55 on the man advantage. Hainbrink circling it up top. Dropped there, but it was stolen. Nice read by Tintera, and Tintera's going to walk in 1-on-0 shorthanded. Tintera with a stick handle move. I think he tried to do the behind the back or through the legs, and he just lost the puck there. And now some extra jawing afterwards. Bishop and Hainbrink have a few words for each other, but Tintera got a little fancy there, and he lost the handle on the shorthanded chance.
I've seen some crazy breakaway goals and some great hands and moves before from Tintera. So, I mean, when he had that big of a lead out there at the 1-on-1, that was like watching a shootout there. And obviously not as high pressure as a shootout. The Braves have a 6-goal lead with 8 minutes to go in the third. But Tintera trying to put on another highlight reel goal for maybe just one last time at the Owens Center. But he just lost a little bit of the handle there, but I'm sure he doesn't mind because his team's up 7-1.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned there, as Crandall's shot gets deflected away, Maryville having a little trouble on their power play. But yeah, this is Kyle Tintera's final time in the Owen Center. I'm sure he wanted to get that hat trick and give the fans a little bit of a highlight reel goal. Unfortunately, not working out in his favor there, but with the 7-1 lead, getting ready for the playoffs next weekend, you can't be upset, really, if you're Tintera. He's already had 2 goals this afternoon, too, as that shot deflected and sent over the boards and over by locker room 6 here with 20 seconds left on Maryville's man advantage.
Yeah, 20 seconds in the man advantage, you said. Then 7:47 left in the game. It's sometimes hard to read the scoreboard. Some of the lights are out. But that looks like 7:47 to me.
Yeah, that is a fun fact. That is about a 20-plus year scoreboard. It's been around as long as I've been here. As a chance here, developing long shot off of kind of a bad angle there, but it was a nice play by CUNY to get free. But yeah, that's that scoreboard's been there as long as I've been around, and I've been playing hockey here since I was about 4 years old. So that scoreboard, few of the lights going out, honestly, for being something 20 years old, it's not a bad look. It's held together pretty well. Speaking of the scoreboard looking here, 42-18 are the shots, so a little bit of shots difference. Maryville's had more chances in this one, but Bradley's made good on a lot more of their shot chances. So it's been the offense has picked up for Bradley despite Maryville getting more shots. Bradley has gotten a lot of shots and put those in the net today, unlike last night in some ways.
Yeah, Maryville's had, I think, in my almost opinion, like some of the better chances they have had. It's either been something's gone wrong in like terms of luck, like shooting wide or hitting the post. And then there's been times where Golovko earlier, he whiffed on one, I think. He also had could have had a breakaway, but he just missed the pass. So it's like just simple fundamental things, some bad luck combined, and that just makes for a game like this where all of a sudden you find yourself down 7-1. You wonder if maybe it could be closer.
He's got a 5-minute slash and a DQ.
Kohler,
he gets 3 lines. 7 minutes goes on the clock.
Kohler karate chopped Nig with the stick there as we were talking. Kohler, we heard it from the official there, a 2-minute slash, a 5-minute slash, and a disqualification. So Kohler's night is done there. Kohler's been around the ice and had a few chances, but that was a windmill slam slash. Nig has been hurt. He's been holding his arm the whole time. He skated off. He's off in the corner there, so we certainly hope Logan Nig is all right. And it's hard to notice intent in a situation like that, but clearly a very hard slash and absolutely uncalled for, really.
Yeah, something you hate to see, too, with Nig, who was out most of this season already. And now if he's feeling a little wounded here, you hope that it's just maybe sit him out the rest of this game. You probably don't need him. It's 7-1. Sit him out the rest of this game and hopefully get him ready for the playoffs. He's a bit shaken up, but there's no medical attention on him, which is probably a good sign.
Absolutely. He's sitting over there. Obviously, it could be something in the hand, the wrist breaking it, but I mean, even just getting hit that hard with the stick is going to leave at least a stinger in there. So that's something where we hope it's just him having to shake it off, because obviously we never want to see injuries. Golovko getting up earlier was good to see, but Kohler's night is wrapped up for Maryville as quite a hard slash there. Is going to lead to him being dismissed for the night. And 7 minutes of power play of penalty time with the 2-minute and the 5-minute there. That's an interesting delineation. I've not heard a 2 and a 5, but either way, his night's done with the disqualification, and Maryville with the 2-minute and the 5-minute, one of those being a major, it looks like they may just be shorthanded for the rest of this game.
Yeah, there's 7:04 left here, so looks the Braves, besides a couple seconds, will be on a power play for the rest of this third period and the rest of regulation.
It'll be Tintera here at the half boards battling up there against Golovko. Kohut now has it up top. He'll slide it over. A long shot's going to be walked away. It sounds like it got its face mask. Good work there by Goulet. Able to send that puck down the ice. That was an interesting save. That sounded like it hit his face mask, but he was able to react and turn that away. Was Gaudet.
Yeah, made a similar noise to the post. So definitely hit something metal.
Long stretch pass out of the reach there of Kohut, so Bradley will have to reset once more. Yeah, interestingly, there's nobody in the box for Maryville, so I think they've made the distinction there with basically the penalty going through the rest of the game. And it'll be about 4 seconds. I'm sure Maryville will just be able to put somebody on the ice at that point. As we get a near chance there for Golovko, just trying to beat Kohut in a foot race. Kohut holds him off, though, and drops for Tintera. Tintera goes through the legs there, feeds it in front of the net. CUNY trying to get that one on net as the net's actually off there. Official hasn't noticed it yet, but the near side post is off. Nice move by Tintera. Up top, Sortino's shot kicked away And now one of the officials realizes that net's been off, but now we'll get the stoppage with 5:50 to go in the third.
Yeah, that net was dislodged for a little bit, but I mean, nothing came of it, no goals or anything. So they blow the whistle there. And it looks like, if I see this correctly, we see a team manager getting some ice for what I believe would be for Logan Nick's hand on the bench as he walks back.
Imagine with the slash that he took there, he's got some swelling. Hopefully it's just some swelling and nothing too serious.
He is now getting medical attention. You can see it to the left sort of their bench. Probably hard to see on our camera, but.
Yes, but hopefully he's all right as we have a Bradley power play here still with 5:40 left to go in the third period. Tip there up ahead as Lucas enters the zone for Bradley on the main advantage. He's in the corner trying to feed it out in front to Schmidt. Now that one will skitter away and head out into the neutral zone as it'll be picked up now by Bishop. Bishop over to Lucas as Lucas resetting here. Still, obviously, pretty much the rest of this game, as we mentioned, will be a main advantage for the Braves. Bishop now has it, and he'll work it over to Etchison. Etchison going to get his shot blockered away here as Lucas picking it up, trying to feed it across the tunnel. Now it's actually fed over to Etchison. It's an interesting situation like this. A 7-1 game. One team's going to be on the power play for the rest of it. One team's on the penalty kill. This isn't, at least for both teams, an opportunity to kind of work on their special teams here at the end of this game. And what is relatively a low-pressure situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's really going to be now, the last 5:03 of this game, 4:59 of it. It's been a long night here. Sorry, 4:59 of it is on the power play for Bradley. So they're up 7-1. This game is, at this point, you could probably say it's safe to say this game is over here. So the Braves are going to pick up that last win before the playoffs next weekend.
Assuming there isn't a miracle here in this one, as you mentioned, Bradley will conclude the regular season at 17-12-1. So that will be interesting how they carry, as well as we mentioned the wins in what will end up being 6 out of 7. That's an interesting amount of momentum going into the playoffs here. So we'll see what they do with that as we get some extra action there as Hainbrink battling with a Brave there. But nothing coming of it, no penalties. And both players skate back, and we'll play some defense here. Will Hainbrink as he cuts off Kohut as he dumps it in. Maryville to that puck first. Sorrentino with a big check there, but it is Maryville winning control of that one. Berkmeyer sending it all the way down the ice, leaving Hainbrink to go on the forecheck once more against Blackburn.
When we were talking about the playoffs a little bit next weekend, and you know, this is my third year here doing this. I think this is the best Bradley D2 team I've seen here in my 3 years. I mean, they've played a pretty good year, and if I'm thinking correctly, I don't call every game, but I don't think I've called a loss this season for the D2 team. I think they've won every game I've called for them, and they're having quite the year. And D3 as well. Props to them. They've had some interesting teams past couple of years, but they really got their stuff together this year as well, because I called a lot of D3 wins where last year I was calling games they were getting blown out like 11-0. So a very big culture change in the D2 and D3 teams, and that's pretty big for Bradley as they head into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Bradley, we've talked about, Bradley's gotten some extra help, some extra funding in recent years, and they've really put a good team together this year on the Division II side. We'll see what some kind of noise they can make in the quarterfinals. Obviously, winning that tournament there gets you to the regionals in Michigan. So Bradley going to enter as a 3 or 4 seed, so certainly not declaring it time to get ready for regionals after they win this tournament. But Bradley has a real chance next weekend to make some noise in there. As we get a 2-minute penalty is going to get called here against Bradley, so we're going to actually have some 4-on-4 time for a little while here. So both teams will work on 4-on-4. Well, under 4 minutes to go here in this one. I believe for the Braves, I believe that's a Bishop in the box. I believe they called a slashing on Seth Bishop. Golovko now battling there against Crandall. His long shot goes well over the net, off the stick there of Gent. Now back the other way comes Tintera. Tintera trying to dance through a couple of defenders. He does, and he backhands it. What a move by Kyle Tintera. And he gets his hat trick here in his final game at the Owen Center. What a night for Kyle Tintera and the Bradley Braves.
I was going to say, we were talking about earlier how he had a missed opportunity, but he finds one, 3:18 left. One last highlight goal here at the Owen Center for the Braves faithful. And Kyle Tintera, that is, I believe, his 3rd goal of the night.
Yep, I believe he's got the hat trick.
Yeah, that's the hat trick.
He's got the hat trick tonight. We won't see any hats here because there's actually netting that covers the entire fan side of the Owen Center is actually covered in netting, so there's no way to even get a hat through there if anybody wanted to throw it over there. But either way, Kyle Tintera ending his career at the Owen Center with 3 goals in front of the home crowd. Big night for Kyle and the Bradley Braves as they now lead 8-1 here.
Kyle's just been something else this year. I mean, I was here 2 weekends ago doing the game against Illinois where Bradley won 11-0 against the University of Illinois. Tantera also had a hat trick that night and then added on a 4th goal as well. So he's been something this season. And, like, that's something, too, if your other teams in the ACHA.
Here. Nothing's going up here.
He's a guy you got to be scared of in the playoffs.
Both of them got slashes, but nothing goes up.
We're going to get slashing penalties here for Gent and Etchison. Things are getting a little chippy. I also saw Berkmeyer missed a big hit there at the end of that sequence, but we'll stay 5-on-5 hockey as they're not going to put the clock, as they're not, oh, actually 4-on-4 hockey as we were already 4-on-4.
Nothing goes up on the
but
board.
we won't go to 3-on-3. So we'll stay 4-on-4 here for the next 55 seconds until Bradley resumes their 5-minute or 7-minute. It was a 7-minute power play originally, but we look for this one to tick down here in the last 3.
Yeah, well, if my math has been correct this game, I'm going to be keeping track of that. Would be the 7th penalty for Bradley and the 10th penalty for Maryville, respectively, this game. So we're almost up to 20 penalties again. We had that a couple weekends ago. I was down here with Matt, and I can't remember who the Braves were playing, but it was a lot of 20 penalties, and the game had gotten out of control. I didn't really realize this game itself has kind of gotten out of control the last 2 periods.
Yeah, the second period really got away from us in terms of physicality. Obviously, Peters getting the game misconduct for his big hit on Golovko. A lot of physicality in the second period, and it really did boil over. The first half of the third period was pretty clean, but things really got out of control once more as both teams taking quite a few penalties. Obviously, the game misconduct as well to the Maryville player who's took out Nig. Nig's still over there at the bench. We certainly hope he's all right as we now have Bradley will resume their power play with 1:55 left to go in this one.
Let's go back to earlier. We were talking about, I was saying how the ACHA is interesting with these weekend series sometimes. It's every other game for a team. It can be every other season sometimes. Last year, Bradley got eliminated by Iowa State, who went on to win the whole thing. And this year, Iowa State isn't even in the playoffs, I don't think. So it's interesting. I feel like Bradley, just in the time I've been here, has been one of the more consistent teams in the ACHA. Because, I mean, this year and last year, they've had very similar records. But I do think there's something a little different about this team this year. I think a little bit more talent and more solidified in the way they play. So this team, like you said, could really make some noise next weekend in Springfield.
I have an idea of what might be a little bit different. Kyle Tantera has been out of his mind this year. He came in with 11 goals in his last 5. He tacks on 3 today. Kyle Tantera has really been the leader and the scoring leader for this team. And it's also interesting, you mentioned Bradley's consistency. They're built well for next year. They've had multiple freshman contributors on this team. Seth Bishop's just a sophomore. He's been a big contributor. Luke Case, a freshman. Sam Bryant, a freshman as well. So they've had some contributors that are younger, and Tantera's really the only senior on this team. As a chance there in front for Bradley. Schmidt turned aside there by Gaudette. But Bradley, they're built to be good next year as well. Obviously, losing Tantera is going to be a huge deal, but they've got a lot of youth that's been big this year, and they're not going to lose a lot of guys next year. So Bradley built well for the next couple of years, obviously, except for the loss of Tantera.
Yeah, Kohut and Peters are 2. I mean, look at the stats, 2 and 3 on the team in scoring. I look at them. Logan Nig, if he can come back and stay injury-free and stay on the ice, he's a player to be reckoned with as well, as we've seen, obviously, this game. But a very interesting scenario for the Braves. I mean, I think they're set pretty well. This club has come a long way in the past couple of years compared to when they first started.
Down to 1 minute left here in the third period. As this one, obviously, as the shot goes wide off Gaudette, bounces in front of the net, tipped off a nice little hand-eye coordination to get that puck back on net, but it goes over the net. It's Tuttle trying to feed a pass in front. It will be recovered and tossed out by Maryville, obviously for the Division II team. A tough year this year. They do have one more game there at Lindenwood next weekend, so they do have one more game to round out their season. Tough year for the Maryville Division II team, but that kind of happens when you have a team that this program's 2 years old. They were in Division II last year. This year, they've moved to Division I ACHA. And in that scenario, you get 2 teams now. You get 2 teams, so there's a lot of guys dispersed out. And so the Division II team, obviously a little bit different this year in terms of its makeup. So it's been a tough year for these guys, but the goaltending, I have to say, has been impressive. Gaudette has taken a lot of shots today, and I was very impressed with how Blomdahl played last night. So they should be set up well. Blomdahl as well as a freshman. So they should be
strongest
well.
asset is their goaltenders.
Absolutely. They are going to be set up well in their goaltending. But that is going to do it here, folks, as the Bradley Braves conclude their regular season with an 8-1 victory over the Maryville Saints here at the Owen Center. Great finish here for the Bradley Braves. Kyle Tantera, obviously, with his 3 goals. a big night for him, as well as many of the other Braves having a great game.
Yeah, Tintera closes off his last regular season game and last home game at the Owens Center with a hat trick. What a game for him. The Braves win 8-1, and they go into the MACHA playoffs next weekend. Beau, I think this is my last game of the season, so couldn't have done it with a better guy. If you want to hear one more stat of the night, me and you have not called a game together since November 2018. I noticed that when I was texting you earlier. So it's been over a year, but it was fun tonight, and glad we could close up the season with a good 8-1 win. Kyle Tintera, overall, just a great night for the Braves.
Wow, I'm impressed you remember that. I've gotten a new phone since then, so I don't think I have any text. Obviously, you've got the.
I noticed that 'cause your bubble turned green in the Android.
Yep. I used to have an iPad. As Bradley salutes the crowd one final time here in the Owens Center for the 2019-2020 season. Obviously, smaller student contingent there, as that's a little bit of a dangerous charge there by Luke Hayes,
Right
but he looks
before the
okay.
playoffs as well.
Yep. So we do have our 3 stars coming up. We've got them coming out here. We will be announcing those in just a moment, I believe, as the rest of the Braves get off the bench. We will get the 3 stars here in just a moment from Brock Stotler down on the booth. We might also have an interview with Kyle Tintera, who I believe is going to be the first star
I was about
tonight.
to say, if you can guess who number 1, it's going to be probably Kyle Tintera.
In his last game at the Owens Center with a hat trick, I think that makes sense. But we're going to go ahead and get the 3 stars of the game. Nig with 1 goal and 2 assists. He had a good night while he was out on the ice. Obviously, still getting the medical attention, so he's not coming out. Kohut with 1 goal and 3 assists as well. In the first star of the game, Kyle Tintera, 3 goals. What a great night for Kyle Tintera. Doesn't look like we're going to have an interview as they have headed into the locker room, but Nig with a great night, a goal and 2 assists. We certainly hope he's all right. Kohut, a great night. Obviously, been a big distributor this year for the Braves, and he was tonight as well. And then, of course, Kyle Tintera with 3 goals.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like everybody's gone back to the locker room here. It looks like Joshua Sule's come out to grab a puck, and if I'm guessing what that puck's for, it's probably for Kyle Tintera. That would be my guess.
That would make sense, but it doesn't look like with Bradley heading off into the locker room, we won't get a final interview here from Brock Stotler down in the booth, but he does announce the 3 stars there. And Bradley closing out the regular season with an 8-1 victory. They're going to 17-12 and 1 on the season. Maryville falls to 4-18 and 1. They get ready for their final game next weekend against Lindenwood. Bradley getting ready for the postseason next weekend, starting on Friday, of course, in Springfield.
Yeah, good luck to all the Braves and the other teams out there in the ACHA playoffs next weekend. It'll be an exciting time, and I'm excited for next season, obviously, but we still got more hockey left, the playoffs next weekend.
Absolutely. Several of us, I will not be down in Springfield, but we will have a number of our commentators down in Springfield bringing you the MACHA tournament, so that should be an exciting time down in Springfield next weekend. But for us here up in the booth, thank you so much for joining us. Beau Woodcock alongside Jack Simzyk and Brock Stotler down in the booth. Thank you for joining us from the Owens Center. Bradley with an 8-1 win.